fast life meets the fast lane.
Yeah.
You're now tuned into Bars and Hoops Radio.
Yeah.
The world of hip-hop and sports live.
Dropping the clutch and then I hit the gas. Wheels screeching, tires burning, I'm flying past. Gotta get home quick, don't wanna miss the class. They schooling you on whips and how to make them fast. Talking about everything from cars to planes. What's hot, what's next, and how to flip the game. They talk in my language, we speak the same. That whip talk complex, but yet they keep it plain. From the news, the interviews, they keep it cool. They give reviews, everything from parts to tools. Can't lose, come to whips, they not no fools. Don't miss the show, the start time is noon. The bearded one, S.I Shawn, ain't crazy though. You can't miss it, tune in to Rally Radio.
Where the fast life meets the fast lane.
Woo, 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 woo. We are in the building early. What's going on, y'all? It's the bearded one here.
What's going on? It's your boy, Big J.
Let's go.
Building.
Miller time NYC.
It is one of them days today, y'all. It is one of them days today. We got everybody in the building with us today. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. We got some special guests in the building. S.I Shawn is S.I Shawn, and he's out there. He had to take a couple runs, but it's all good. We in the building. We got something going on for y'all today. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention, wherever you tuning in from. We appreciate you greatly. Let's go early. That's what I'm talking about. We are in the building today. Let's go.
Let's do this.
Yes,
What's going on, gang?
Let's go.
Yes.
So what's going on, Jay? We got Jay in the building. Jay
Yeah.
from the West Coast is in the building. One more time, y'all. Let's go.
Coast. What's going on?
Let's go. Miller Time
Welcome
NYC is in the
Welcome
building.
back home. brother.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? It is good to be back.
Welcome back home. Welcome back home.
Man.
Let's go.
No, it's good to be back home, man.
Let's go. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. You know how we get down today. We are talking about it. Have takeover car meets killed the car community?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Shout to my guy Sales. Sales is in the building. He said, "Good morning, Jay."
What
Liberty,
up, Sales?
Library and library. I think he meant to say Liberty. Let's
Yeah. Oof, that auto spell. Listen, I get it. That auto spell does it to you.
I'm gonna tell you, it's one of them days today, and like I said, we're gonna be talking about it, man. We've all seen it. We know what happened.
Man.
The only thing we could do now is really talk about the situation in itself. But before we even get into that, shout to everybody who's rocking with us. Let me tell you, over the past week, it has been crazy, to say the least.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, what's been going on?
Well, we've been seeing a couple things now with these EVs. See, a lot of people had to turn in their earnings reports, and things wasn't good out there.
Well.
And you know what that means.
Yikes.
Listen,
Money.
they don't want to hear it, but they acting like they don't see it, but we see it. The people who have these cars have these cars.
Right.
Sit.
Yeah.
Let them have it. Man, I want one of them. Yeah. You know.
There you go. You know, it's funny. It's funny you say that too, because like I was actually thinking about this on the way here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, like, of all the EVs, I've never seen the Silverado EV.
I think they slowed down, even stopped making it.
Like, did they even come out?
I don't think so. I don't think so. And Jay from the West, I know you probably at least have seen all of them. Have you seen the what's the name truck one?
The Hummer?
The Hummer?
That monstrosity?
Yeah.
Yes.
Monstrosity.
Yes. Listen, I will tell you right now, I am terrified of that. You mean to tell me? Listen, you
It's
can
a
tell
lot of
me
truck.
that's too much truck and going too damn fast.
Facts.
That is way too fast for a truck.
Facts.
Who does 0 to 60 in 4 seconds and then weighs as much as a light duty like tank?
And not only that, right? Not only does it weigh that much, like how does it stop?
Well, you know,
Very
couple cars in
carefully.
front of you. Yeah, you need a few cars to stop. Hey, it be what it be.
So you know what's crazy? It's funny you say that, right? I was watching this guy on YouTube the other day. No, as a matter of fact, on Instagram, somebody sent me the video. Like I said, shout out to everybody who tunes in, who rocks with us, because at the end of the day, they send me all the videos. I see them all. This guy was pissed off with his Tesla. He said, no, it was his Cybertruck. I don't know if y'all heard about this. So he tried to put the lock-in diff on the Cybertruck, and the Cybertruck said coming soon.
Yeah, I saw that, and I you know what's funny? I actually put up a status about that. I said, how does a 1990 Suzuki Jimny have that, but your Cybertruck don't? And you know what's funny? Like right before I left, I saw one of those.
Oh wow!
And oh man,
A Cybertruck?
a
saw a Cybertruck, and I kind of laughed, thinking, "You bought that? You physically bought that?"
And from what they said, there's 3 different types of that Cybertruck. So you
Ridiculous.
don't know which one you got.
It doesn't matter. They all trash.
Oh,
Trash.
If you've seen it up close in person, you will look at this and think to yourself, "All right, so it's the rest of the car loaded."
Nope.
Like, no, it's just like if I'm doing a rap on that, I
Right.
get it. It's easy to do a rap on that,
Right.
'Cause it's like
Okay.
flat surfaces all day.
Right.
But if you're doing like, God, if you just, but then you got to get in that car and physically be seen in that car.
Right.
I can't do it.
Right.
Like I can't get into a truck that isn't trucking.
Right.
If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
No,
yeah,
but
absolutely.
this is what I'm saying. At the end of the day, what are you doing with that?
Nothing.
You flex.
That's like drive off-road Bentley. No, that's not happening. I'm not driving my Bentley, and that's why I can't get when they say you're the Bentley truck, the Lamborghini truck. No,
That's what that's.
no, SUV, sport utility.
Utility.
No, we're not going off-road with a Lamborghini truck. No, if I see you off-road with a Lamborghini truck, you better have a plane.
Listen, if you got a Lambo truck, you're doing great in life.
You're doing great.
Or
in
you're
life.
good at scamming.
Or that, or you came across a great sale, because I feel like them things are on sale. Every
But
time
even a great sale, are you really getting a good deal?
are you? It's a
Okay.
good question.
But then again, I'd rather be in like what is that? The SQ5, I think that's what it's based off of.
Yes,
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'd rather be in one of those because those are just better looking.
I would say that. But in the meantime, we are in the building. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. Those who's rocking with us early, we see y'all early. It is definitely one of them days this morning, but there's so many other things going on. So I started paying attention to not paying attention, but you see F1 is coming back soon. I can't wait for that. Can't wait for that.
I think isn't Honda supposed to be good at F1?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think in 25 though.
But you know what though? I'm happy about that only for one reason.
Mhm.
Whenever they got in the F1, they're trickling down to their cars. You know that.
That's a fact.
So there's a possibility. Now I'm not saying it's going to be. I can't say it's officially confirmed.
Uh-huh.
But if they do well in F1, do you think they will drop another S2000?
No.
Really?
And I think if they drop another S2000, it's gonna be electric. I'm sorry to say.
Ooh.
It might be.
I think it's gonna be electric, and I think at the end of the day, that is why they like, we'll leave it where it is. I don't see them because right now they're gonna test the waters with the Prelude. We all seen the Prelude that they're coming out with. That's gonna be electric. That's actually the scary part.
Well, see, his name. They said it was so I hear conflicting reports on it. Like some say electric, some say hybrid. Honda was weirdly quiet about that car.
Yes.
Like they showed you the body and that was it. And not gonna lie, like I'm kind of hurt that they took from like the Prius.
Right.
They took a lot of notes for the Prius. Was like, hey, let me get that. Let me borrow them notes for a second.
And that's the thing. Yo, that's hilarious. That's the thing. Today, however, we actually got some more pressing news, which is crazy out here. And everybody who's been in NYC, you've seen it. And everybody who's been even in any kind of city, we've seen it. The takeover meets.
The COVID-19 of the car community.
The COVID-19 of the
That is the corona of the car community.
Oh.
It's the bane of everyone's existence.
And shout to my guy Dolph Spalding in the building. What's going on, my guy? Shout to everybody who tuned in, paying attention. Y'all know the number 2-516-206-0711. You know where to find us. These takeover meets are starting to get out of control, and that's really the basis for our show today.
It's kind of funny because they're like, one of them even said, like, I actually looked at a comment. Someone had said, like, oh, these takeovers ain't what they used to be. I'm like, what they used to be? Like,
What were they?
What were they before? It looks like the end of every Purge movie.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Did y'all see the one with the Corvette, the C7?
No, what happened with the C7?
So I'm assuming that they might have stole it. Stolen C7. A whole bunch of kids was jumping up and down on it and set this whole thing on fire. In the middle of a takeover. You know how I guess more than likely they ran over someone and they ended up saying, you know what, we're gonna set this car on fire.
Oh,
I'm just like,
shout to
the Corvette.
That sound like those geniuses that took that train and was just going back and forth at Continental.
Wait, hold on. Whoa, wait, what?
Yeah. That's a whole. That's the NYC takeover now. They trying to take. We ain't go.
Whoa, hang on. They jacking trains like only for a whole year. What,
dude? It was matter of fact. I found out that train that they took actually had cameras in the car body. It was a 160, and they didn't have cameras in it since they put the new tech out there. But when they took that one, They had another train. They just pull it up, and they just pull it up like if they were driving a car.
But you know what though? Those guys, you know, we could go in on that.
We
could go in on that one.
That's kind of funny. Imagine going from stealing Civics to Hellcats and now stealing a whole train.
Now we still.
That's impressive. That's kind of impressive.
That is hilarious. Actually. Shout to Dr. Phil. He's in the building. Shout to Dr. Phil.
Trust me, that's not impressive.
My guy Draco's in the building.
Because anybody can make it go.
Yeah,
but you need to be on your point to make it stop.
Right.
That defines who you are.
Right.
Because I can tell you how to make it go.
Right.
But if I don't tell you how to make it stop, you're gonna have a problem.
You're in trouble early.
They really stealing trains out here now? Like,
well,
I mean, they were. The thing is, right? It's just vandalism, and that's what we starting to really deal with a lot and everything. And it's funny, that's takeovers fall into that.
Right.
It's vandalism at the end of the day. And you know what? The big question is it going to kill the car community, and are we responsible?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes and no.
So why do you say that, Jay?
No, go ahead, Jay.
Yes, because even on the news, you'll see it's very clearly a takeover.
Yes.
But the news will always say it's a car meet. And I'm like, this is not a car meet. This is a total difference.
Right. They'll put a spin on it so quick.
They'll spin it real quick. First, they'll say, well, this car meet happened here on the I don't know, like Soundview area of the Bronx and blah, 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 blah. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. Then what happens? And then you see them spinning around like, this is a takeover.
Right.
And then they'll be like, it's like the Fast and the Furious. I'm like, how is this like the Fast? I've seen those movies. When does Dom ever like swung a Charger in the middle of the street for no reason?
Never.
Exactly. And then you see, and then they'll say, oh, it always happens in this location.
Right.
It always happens over here. We need more cameras up. We need more speed bumps. Ooh. We need all of this stuff going on. When they really do have it already.
And it plays into their whole thing. Mm-hmm. It really does.
Where now, as when it was on the news, they were saying, we're not going to just arrest you. We're going to take your car. And if you try to go into another town, we're going to have backup waiting for you.
I heard about that like this morning. There's like a new law. There's a new task unit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
But we talked about this. Remember we talked about them when they're going to be shooting people's cars with the little rubber bullets that stick to your car and they're gonna follow you.
You know what that is?
They've been setting this up for a while,
bro. That's the plot to Too Fast, Too Furious.
Oh yeah.
They literally saw that, was like, oh, that worked on that skyline. Let's go ahead and catch that Hellcat real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Hollywood is already setting up the path.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm waiting to see like a bunch of people from Canarsie try to bring down like, you know, a Spirit Airline jet or a BMW.
So with that being said, though, we gotta really look into that. Like, that's gonna be our main topic for today. And we're gonna make sure that we put that down in the bottom. Don't forget you can call up 516-206-0711. Have takeover car meets killed the car community, and are we responsible? And what I mean by that is I started to look at a lot of different things, right? I thought about when I first started looking at street racing in general, or just racing. And I remember the first time we came across it was at a Burger King, 150th Rockaway, over that way.
Ooh, that spot.
That was crazy. And I remember, and like I said, I talked about it the other week before. It really inspired me to want to do what I want to do. Shout to my guy, Zoom for Zoom. He's in the building. Let's go, Zoom.
What up, Zoom?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it's like when I saw that, it's like there was no video cameras or nothing like that. Maybe people were taking pictures.
Right.
If that. And I mean, they had to have the big video cameras so nobody was running. But now, fast forward about 15, 20 years later, now everything is on video. And everybody's doing everything for clout. They're not necessarily doing it because they like it. So, or that they into the cars the way we are.
Right.
They're just doing it. I want the clicks. I want to be famous. And they like, this is an engine to do that. And you know how I know that is true? Because there's a lot of people out here call themselves car enthusiasts. Shout out to Zoom for Zoom. He said, is Jay up there? Yep, Jay is here, man.
What up? Live in the building.
So there's people out here who call themselves car enthusiasts, right? And then when you look at the car, it just has the basics, and maybe they put a big wing, maybe this, that, and the third, and people are really accepting it.
You know what's sad? That's a lot in Cali. Like
that's what it is.
The big wing gang is like, pause, is just the worst. I know what I said.
Sheesh.
I said what I said.
Shit. All right.
It only took 12 minutes.
12 minutes in, we were in already. No, but like seriously though, like I've seen honestly, I'm not even offended by that. I'd rather see that over seeing like just reckless activity. You know, slap a giant wing on a car. I don't care. I'm okay with that.
But you know what though? It's like it started from that.
Right.
It started from that. Now we getting Lamborghini doors on Civics. It's all of that stuff building up to where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
People doing things just for clout, just to look good, just to say, oh, I did or I have. And now we paying the price.
Or like the video that you had on in the group where the guy was talking about the swapping of the engines. Everybody's swapping.
Right.
But when you're swapping, there's more work to the swap.
Yeah.
It's not just simply like this, like the guy said, it's not just as simple as you just dropping the engine in the thing. And you got to do a whole lot more to it than that. And you got to make sure that it's compatible with what you're dropping it into.
Facts.
And then it's funny because like what they don't tell you, because I remember way back in the days when I was just getting started with it, you know, they don't tell you how that engine affects the chassis.
Yes.
And whatnot. So, you know, let's say you put like a J32 or 35 into a hatch. They don't tell you, okay, well, that's now like a bolt motor.
But you know what? I tell you what, when I did my first swap on my CRX, I did a B16 in the CRX. Mm-hmm. One of the reasons I wanted to do it is because it came like that overseas. So I knew it wasn't gonna, like, I could have went, like, even now, right? My CRX, I'm doing the K swap. Ooh, it's changed. It's gonna change the dimensions of the car. It is, but is it gonna change it drastically? You adding a little bit more weight, but a lot more power.
I feel like you're doing a lot more power, but then does that power now affect the balance of the car?
So honestly, you could beef up and strengthen the suspension. Pause. In order to do that, you know what I'm saying?
14 minutes in.
Shout to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. Wherever you tuning in from, don't forget, drop a comment so we can shout you out. So, here we go. We got callers.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. Rally Radio, who we got in the box?
Oh man, we got the best show in the car community with three of the most logical guys in the car community. This is the Nose Hunter.
Let's go!
Let's go!
Wow. I literally just got out of work, and right in time for Rally Radio. Now look, listen. I heard y'all was talking about like swaps and the right chassis and all that stuff, correct?
Yes. But we was talking about how the takeover car meets is killing the car community. But continue.
The takeover, like here's the thing about it, the takeover things have always been going on. It's just like the stance thing that was going on with dudes putting on 225 tires on a 10-inch wheel.
Yes.
All that stupidity back then. And verbal tunes. I mean, the ignorance is always in the community. But when let's talk about the engine swaps. I'm gonna tell you like this. That's another thing I feel like messed up the car community, especially in the Toyota community.
Woo,
especially in the Toyota community. And I'm gonna talk, and this is another one. A dude will get a 2JZ GE with 225,000 miles, no pistons, no rods, and slap on the biggest Bog Warner turbo on there, and gives himself a W58 transmission out of an IS that could probably hold as much torque as a 1 liter 4-cylinder. And you know, and don't forget the brakes. Remember the Lexus brakes too.
See,
without the brake cylinder, without getting an upgraded brake cylinder.
So here's my thing, right? And that's hilarious, by the way, because I think anybody who's been doing all kind of different swaps and dealing with the car community, we've seen the worst of it. Mm-hmm. We've seen the worst of it. I've seen swaps that made entirely no sense. Like I seen an LS400, Lexus LS400 be swapped into a Miata. Whoa.
Let's put it this way. I'm going to say this right now. This is going to be a hot take. Miatas don't need V8s. I'm sorry.
Only V8s.
They don't need V8s.
They definitely don't need V8s.
Jason, that's why I mess with you, because you're one of the smartest guys in the car community, okay?
And
the reason why I like that you say that is that they don't believe in weight distribution. See, dudes will go put that 1UZ with 400,000 miles in a Miata. It'll be smoking. It'll be nose heavy, and it won't be able to brake.
Yep.
And they think they got a drift mixture. Only thing they're gonna be doing is doing a bunch of power slides and spinning out.
You know what? I'm even gonna say one step further. Like, you know what?
They'll supercharge it.
Old man me is. Oh God. Old man me is gonna come out right now and say this right now. I kind of feel like drift culture a little bit cancer. Yeah, I said it. little bit cancer. Just because.
First off, half these dudes can't even drift. I talked to one dude. Matter of fact, I'll say his name. I don't care. I'm a nose hunter. This dude named Ryan. This dude named Ryan. You can see him. This dude named Ryan on Instagram, on Facebook.
Oh God.
He has a 240 with a welded diff. And I asked him. I said, "Why don't you just get a damn positive? I mean,
a quaif for something.
Just get a quaif or any LSD."
No, but what happens is that they feel like a lot of these guys don't drift. Remember in Farmingdale days? All these guys do is power slide, do 2 power slides and call it a drift. And then spin out at that.
Yo, first off, wait, hold up. Hold on, Hope Nose Hunter, because it was a lot to unpack right there. Shout to my guy Aaron Raw, he's tuned in. Shout to D Nice, he tuned in. Shout to Jessica Grandy, she tuned in. So now here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I'm gonna take it back to my homeboy doing his first 240 swap. He had bought an S14 and a half, because it had the strawberry headlights, right? Like the kooky headlights.
If it's okay, so if you're getting the kooky headlights, it's just an S14. If you're getting the strawberry front, it's an S15 front,
right?
On an S14,
right? That's what he went. So we was calling it S14 and a half.
Yeah, that's what they call it. Yeah.
So
I hated that moment. The front end costs more than the car.
It really do.
We ain't even gonna talk about JDM front end. We ain't gonna get into that.
Yo, that front clip is expensive.
Yo, so he did the swap, right? He put a Pontiac GTO motor in this 240.
What?
That car, I'm sorry, was one of the best cars I ever seen and drove.
Wow, that's actually not bad.
That swap was, to me, I have never seen nothing better.
But it makes sense because it's an LS. It's an aluminum LS2 and it's pushed further back. It's not like you put like a damn,
a yacht.
I'm sorry, but I'm not a fan of the 2J and the fucking S13. It makes no sense.
You know what?
You better be glad S.I Shawn ain't here.
Here's the thing. I kind of get it though. Yo, but you know what though? Like, cause that's a popular swap in Cali though. Like, I don't know how they get away with it. 1J swaps in a lot of cars out there. Like, just like the same thing with the welded diffs. Like,
yes,
bro, I have seen LS 400s. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get this LS 400, no problem. First thing they'll say, salvage title. All right, well, would you smack? Second thing, welded diff. Why are you sliding this thing? For what? For who?
Yo,
but why are you getting a welded diff when you can go to the junkyard and get an LSD?
Because you know why. Y'all know why. Y'all are car guys. Y'all know why. Because they cheap.
And then on top of that, like, and then they have the nerve. By the way, y'all ever want to see like y'all want to see like degeneracy? Just turn on Marketplace and set it to California. You will see mysterious dents on the quarter panels on a lot of these cars.
I actually believe you.
And they'll tell you, don't waste my time. I know what I got.
I know what I got. I love it. That's what we kind of talked about that last week. Shout to Draco. He said 2J in the Yugo. 2J the world. 2J the world, baby.
Let me tell you something about the 2J. And I'm a Toyota head. I had a 1J. I had a 1J with an HX55 whole set.
All right, Pete. You know, I got a picture of that.
You do have it. You have my motor?
Yeah, I think I got a whole picture of your car still. It was like way back in the days.
Early.
Yeah. When I cut the front bumper out for the front mount. But I'm telling you this. Look, 2J was a great motor. Right, it's 2000. It's 2024. You can build an SR20, right? Like just take the 2J and a 240. Let's just put it right. So let's get rid of the handling because it's not gonna fucking handle work for nothing. And then you get spanked by 600 horsepower regular build SR20. And I just feel like weight balance. Remember I showed you the BMW with the 5-cylinder swap?
Yes.
That makes sense. The E36. You know why it makes sense? Because you can push the motor further back. The weight distribution is going to be better.
See, oh man, that was
guys
a hot
don't
take
think
right
about
there.
guys don't think about weight, man. Like I just seen my boy Romaine. Romaine had a 7M GTE. MK3 Supra. He had a regular a factory built turbo with a billet wheel. He had like a low ratio like rear diff so it can get off the line quicker.
Mm-hmm.
And he spanked all those 500 and 600 horsepower dudes with JZs and their Supras and LS and SD400 because they couldn't get off the line and they were lagging and everything. Guys don't want to put performance together. Guys just want a big turbo or or a verbal tune or whatever.
Don't let the resident Toyota guy is around. He's lurking, and he's gonna hear this.
He knows that I say the S38 is a better motor.
He's gonna hear this, and I'm like this.
Let me tell you this. Pop. If we all hit the lottery one day, we all blow up.
Mm-hmm.
I want that man to buy a 2J, and I want him to get a stroker kit, everything. I'm going to get the crate S38 motor, and I'm going to walk him all day. And I'm going to put it in the E34.
What did I walk into?
Yo, Marlon is lurking.
What did I walk into?
Yo, Marlon is
into?
lurking. Holy crap.
You walked into some furniture movement tab.
I can tell.
Listen, Marlon is at work right now because he can't call. He like,
I have had my
and you know what? And you know what's funny about the S38? Like how them crazy guys, be stroking it. I'm gonna stroke that motor to a 4-liter inline 6. I'm gonna be the black Australian in America.
the black Australian.
Speaking of Australian, man,
First off, we gotta change the word stroke. We gotta move that.
Hey, yo,
That was crazy. Shout to my guy Corey's too thin. What's going on? That's my guy. Shout to Corey. Yo, Nose Hunter. So I gotta say this now. When it comes down to takeover meets, right? When it comes down to takeover meets, have they killed the car community? And if so, are we responsible?
The takeovers didn't kill the car community. The car community been dead. You got to understand, a lot of guys. What killed the car community was one, street racing, guys with built cars trying to call out stock cars and race them. I mean, I'm an example of one. My Cressida was ducked by a 240 owner who decided he wanted to race the Volvo.
Wait a minute. Whoa. We got to rewind the tape. What? You said that the cars was not calling each other. I'll say that again.
Guys be scared to race their cars against other built cars. Guys race stock cars and brag about it. Just the corny stuff. The drift culture, stance. It's a precursor. Takeover meets is now because guys don't have money. So guys get a G35 sedan, first gen, and just dog the crap out of it. But takeovers is nothing new. People have been doing takeovers since the late 80s. It's just that people are stupid and stand in front of, like, when they're doing takeovers and get knocked in 10 feet in the air. Like Debo punched the dude in the air.
Because they too busy recording it.
Yeah, they got too busy.
The internet screwed it up.
But takeovers, but listen to what I'm saying. It's in states where it's hard to modify a car. California, you don't see takeovers like that in New York. You see most of the time it's in California with high emission laws. You have places where it's like, okay, well, we can't modify a car, so we're going to get a stock Scat Pack Charger and just going to do donuts. And your boy's going to get his G35 with barely bolt-ons. And I mean, we did stupid stuff in our day too. Come on, like going to Erskine and dipping on the highway, and like we did a lot of stupid stuff, man. Cannonball runs.
Speak for yourself. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what
we
you're
did a lot.
I'll plead the fifth.
It's not what you know, sir. It's what you can prove.
No, Jason, we're not mentioning names, but how many people we knew blew up on the highway? Doing something.
Let's put it this way. There is a red dot on me right now. I'm going to plead the fifth, but I'm also going to agree.
He's agreeing.
Back in the day, the dude with the single cam Subaru with the 2.2, the Legacy with the 2.2 on the single cam, got a manual boost controller and turned the boost up to 220. I still got it on Facebook. Turned it up to 20 pounds of boost on that motor, and the motor blew sky high. It was antifreeze in the air.
You sent that piston to, like, Mars.
But then again, I shot 2 rods through the block on my B16. Pause. That was great.
Hey yo. Give it a double. Hey yo, 27 minutes.
Double. Hey yo. But I definitely blew the motor. Wilding on the highway. Going in the VTEC, exactly. and the engine was stalled for oil. I didn't know.
Listen,
new to it.
But you got to understand, we had less fear back then because what we had to deal with Crown Victorias, a couple of Impalas. I mean, we did dumb things back in the day because the risk were high, but to get away with it is like easy. Now, you get a guy with a B16, a boosted B16 with a regular GSR training, like. and he's trying to run a police charge. No, he's not going to get away. He's not going to get away. He's going to top out at like 140 miles per hour, and he's going to get caught.
I will say this though, you know what it is also what we did back in the days? We had them price. We had yesterday's price too. So, if you if you set like a 1J rod to like heaven, you get like another 1J for like 1,500. That's also good. That also shows you just how old you are in the car scene too. So if you could just remember those old prices.
So I would say this. When it comes down to it, all of it was a precursor, but it all was part of the car community. It was. You didn't really see guys drifting in the streets. You didn't really see that. Like, don't get me twisted. You may see a guy leave a car meet sideways, but that's as far as it went. You didn't see guys doing donuts over the yellow lines the way they're doing it now. They're sliding in the middle of an intersection that's busy with cars.
Pop, Dave and Buster's and Wireless Boulevard, case closed.
But wait a minute though. Dave and Buster's, even going to Dave and Buster's, it wasn't like how these dudes are be in the middle of the street in traffic.
I mean,
this is different.
I remember, but it wasn't to the extreme of what it is now. I get it like both from on both sides.
Listen, they used to be on the highway. It would be dudes 25 deep dipping on the belt. That's why the belt got so hot, because people was going to Deer Park Avenue doing Wild 'N Out. People was going to Wireless. Wireless Boulevard was definitely Wireless and Allen, and Allen was crazy in there. Like, people used to smack. We don't remember when that judge's son flipped his Evo over on Comac Road. He flipped it upside down.
I actually remember.
I remember. Let me tell you, I remember a lot of the.
I actually remember that.
I remember a lot of the things that changed the community. That changed a lot. But I feel like this right here is the culmination of all of that. And because of it, they're going to use it to shut the city down. They used the burble tunes to put exhaust cameras up. Yeah. They used it. Yeah. They said, oh, you know what? These guys come through and it sounds like gunshots. And what did dudes do? Instead of relaxing when they see it on TV, they took it to the next level. They said, yo, you know what? I'm going to put it as loud and as obnoxious as I can. Even when I'm sitting at the red light, I want this thing to be burbling.
I blame the Nissan community. You know why?
No, I blame the BMW community. I know who you are.
No. The reason why I say I blame the Maxima community and to bring like the rest of the Nissan community, because the let's go to back in the day. Just go to Brooklyn. No, you have to go Queens on Brooklyn. Look, the Maxima dudes, you would have thought they was driving a GTR back in the day. Like all type of foolishness, stop brakes, trying to stop the car at 135 miles per hour to get off the highway, cut across 3 lanes of traffic. Come on, there was a crew of Maxima dudes my uncle walked through.
I'm not gonna lie. The Maxima gang I know he's talking about like the Maxima gang at that time. That was like the 335 from like Japan.
Shout to my guy Seneca. He's in the building early. Let's go. So with that being said, Nose Hunter, I gotta say this. At the end of the day, I'm a little different. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I don't feel like I can't blame one type of car. The one thing I can't do, and we talked about that before, like how cars get a bad name because their drivers are jerks. Yeah. Case in point, the Infinity now. Infinity, the G35s and up, they get a bad rep. You see when, here go one of these Infinity cats. And it's not even, it's the people. Same thing with the BMWs, same thing with the reckless clapped out Hondas. Everybody blames that. I can't do that. I can't say it was just one crowd, but I will say, right? Yeah. That it has been a culmination of things over the last couple years that has really driven this thing over the top. The drag racing where dudes was clipping people on the side of the highway while they were standing there as bystanders. They clipped that, hurt the game. When people are meeting up and they doing these drifts, the takeover meets or whatever, that's hurting the game. The burble tunes hurting the game. I want to say, and all of this has really been picking up, like you said, COVID and post-COVID.
Yeah.
They really been like, yo, how we gonna get our money back on these fools?
Let's put it this way.
And let's not forget the internet. The internet is recording it all live.
Facts.
We forgot Carpet too, because remember, people kept making the dude that stole that M3 go viral. That dude was driving all around the city like he was untouchable. Who knows where the M3 competition is at now?
So that's another thing too. It's like what are we promoting? And that's another thing. This is one of the reasons why here at Rally Radio, when it comes to that like street racing bit, we really don't want to get into that too tough because I don't want to promote that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I really don't. Like,
tell you like this, even the Tesla dudes is wilding out.
Of course.
All them players wilding out now. Even the Tesla dudes is wilding.
Let me tell you, listen. If you want to wake up to violence, just hop on the 10 freeway in the morning and deal with Tesla dudes. Oh my God.
This is what I'm saying. Shout to my guy Seneca. He said, laugh out loud. Infinity drivers are ultimate drivers with money. That is hilarious. That is hilarious.
I'm at Lefferts Boulevard every night. All you hear is pop, 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 pop.
All the time. But
they killed the Ultima. They're not making the Ultima no more. It's done.
Well, they killed the Maxima Ultima. They killed Nissan is even dropping their production, but that's a whole another story.
Nissan dropping the Ultima?
Yeah.
Damn, no big Ultima energy no more?
No Bay energy. That's it.
They're getting their Elantra N. That's why everybody trying to get, because remember, it crackles too. That was the worst thing Hyundai ever did, was make that Elantra N, because you don't like, the thing about it is like the exhaust, you go into like sport mode and the exhaust crackles. So now you know dudes is gonna go do exhaust cutouts and on those. And
I tell you what, it's one of them kind of things, man. Listen, Nose Hunter, if you're close, come on through. But for when we about to jump right in. We got a whole bunch of show, and now thanks to Nose Hunter, we're gonna be getting 2J this, and I don't. We already know.
I have had my take on 2Js. I am not gonna say
like dinosaur motors that don't rev fast alone. We got better motors now. We got better performing engines now.
I have said this so many times, and I get cursed out.
Listen,
I give up.
Listen, and it ain't over. You go. He said it again, and I know somebody that's gonna have a real problem with it.
I am tired, boss.
Up here,
it's suicide.
Listen, I leave the 2Js alone.
It's suicide.
I
got a big group.
I get the passion, but I'm tired, boss.
I hear you. Yo, Nose Hunter, you know what it is. We're gonna jump right into the rest of the show. Yo, if you close, come through, man.
All right, no doubt. Leaving the Bronx.
All right. Oh boy. Oh well. You leaving the Bronx. Do you have your knife, sword, and map with you, sir?
Boy, my man's is deep in the gulag, huh?
I see a lot of dirty plates out here, so I'll see you a little bit later. Let me get out.
Wait, hold on.
All right, we're gonna get back with you.
I was gonna say, is he by where like a lot of Accords are or a lot of CRVs are?
Either way,
I'm about 138. So the Accords and Acura TLs, 09 OTLs with blacked out and cut springs.
And mad little EV bikes with two dudes on it with a hoodie on. Be careful.
Stay off of 87. Stay off of 87,
my man's
bro.
is deep in the gulag. I'm good.
Yo, all right, Nose Hunter, we gonna get back with you.
All right, peace.
All right, peace.
Hey. No, but you know what though?
That's my guy, man.
But you know what? Another thing that they don't see, like one thing that he did say that is interesting though. The thing about like the stance culture, the drift culture, that's crazy, I still kind of feel like I kind of have my take on the drift culture and whatnot. Yes. Mm-hmm. But my thing is that like here's one thing that those two coaches don't have. You're not setting cars on fire.
Right.
You're not shutting down a block and it looks like an apocalyptic like hellscape.
No.
So like I said, these things we got to start taking into consideration. Like what, like, okay, when we was younger, obviously our older counterparts, they drag raced.
Right.
It was something I didn't know about till I got older. But I did see these cars, these old school Mustangs, Cadillacs, things like that. But it was something that was so underground that unless you was really part of it, you didn't know.
No.
And you see how things is, what are we leaving these guys that's taking over the community now? Or are they just doing their own thing? This is what we got to think about here, man. And this is why I say TAKEOVER meets a crazy. Shout to Marlon. He said, how come you never see these better motors doing nothing special at the track? Y'all done woke up the Toyota guy. With that being said, listen, we're gonna jump into the rest of the show. We got a whole bunch of show for y'all, man. And let me tell you, I could already hear the anger.
I will say this right now, 2 words: Calvo Viper.
Oh.
Let me see them. Let me see that in the Texas Mile.
What, the 2J?
Where are they in the Texas Mile?
I mean, I don't know. When I look at some of that T2K footage, I be seeing some of them Supras putting out 1,800, 2,500 horsepower. You be like, God damn.
They put out, but is it putting out like a Viper is putting out?
Oh no. But you talking about an engine with what? 4 more cylinders?
Yeah, but this is meant to like punch above his weight class, though.
I think the 2J punches above his weight.
Oh, absolutely. It's great.
I think I'm gonna tell you this. I'll tell you this much. From all of the years that I've spent in the car community and learning about the different things, 4-cylinder Honda motors are the king of 4-cylinder. I haven't seen a better outside of the 4G63 that's assisted with a turbo.
I was about to just drop that. Yeah, I was like, oh man, that 4G is kind of close.
The 4G is close, but Honda consistently puts out a great 4-cylinder engine that can either respond all motor or turbo. They've showed that they could play the turbo game too with the new Type R.
You know what, though? I will say this thing about Honda, too. What's good about the Honda is, what's great about them, and I type this up every time, they break physics. If you see an all-wheel drive Honda, man, it does things that it shouldn't do. Like, if you see, when I went to Irwindale, and believe it or not, out there, they got good, they got good builds for their Hondas. And like, you know, I've seen like a few all-wheel drive EKs, EFs, and everything. Those things are great. I call them those things make no sense of how fast they are. Wow. And they're great. I love it.
Shout to my guy Sean Parker. He's in the building. Shout to my guy. He's tuned in. I'm gonna tell you like this. When it comes to these takeover meets, and everything like that, and I believe they killed the car community. And I feel like at the end of the day, this is going to be it if we're not careful. This is one of the reasons why these electric cars are being put. They're all living off of that because people, I want it to be quiet, or at the end of the day, they're living off the back of performance. You know what I'm saying? Like they're existing, or they're trying to exist because they're trying to find the negative side of what we do.
Right. But the irony of it is, you want to take the sound away, but you want to create an app to give sound.
Oh, yeah.
But you know why?
I saw that thing from
you know why? You know why? Because we've taken our stances. We're not buying it.
Right.
We will buy a used car until there are no more. And they're like, well, wait a minute. We can make it for you too. No, I'm not one of them. And those fake car guys are the ones that run to that.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes a noise. I could live with that. Keep an open mind. We talk about it all the time.
but then like the crazy thing is that like what brings in the performance guys, they'll say, oh, but let's make 600. I'm like, well, that's great, but look at how it looks.
600 what? Gigawatts? Like it ain't like
yeah, it's 600 when it's like above freezing.
600 watts.
600 watts above freezing. Great.
And I'm gonna tell you, this is why I say at the end of the day, I'm never moved by them. And we're gonna have something coming up in a little while about like how these things are. But I'll tell you about another thing, and we're gonna jump right into this. After this, we're gonna jump right into the show, man. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. We appreciate y'all. They was up here committing some vehicular treason, though. I will say that. That not y'all. Nose Hunter, he was up here. Listen, we don't do that. That's vehicular treason.
I mean,
we got to be careful about us blaming a certain type of car. We can't do that because they using that to our advantage. They're using that to their advantage to push these electric cars. We can't do. That's why I was saying I can't blame a Max. The Maxima was probably the closest thing we had to a sports car in the hood for a long time.
that was the hood supercar for you, man.
Yeah, facts.
If you had, it does not matter what generation you had. If you had a Maxima and it had that little like squat, you know what I'm talking about. That little Maxima squat, that was quick. Like, I'm never gonna lie, because I remember like way back in the days, I was like, kind of doing my own thing, like as you would. But then like I remember like this old Jamaican dude, like was right next to me. I'm thinking, oh, it's a Maxima, no problem. Man,
no problem at all.
I got folded hard. Pause. Whoa, like laundry. Hey, yo, what is happening? But no, like I'm sitting up here like, oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna push that, no problem. This Maxima was supercharged, and I'm thinking in my head, oh, these things are supercharged. 6-win and whatnot.
No.
Yeah.
Look, Jackson Racing did though. Made one. Got beat out.
I got dragged for like a whole block. Pause. Before like,
boy, this guy's vernacular.
Oh my God, what is happening? For like a whole block.
Good night, everybody. Good night.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, yo, like these things are kind of quick.
Yo, shout out to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. Don't forget the numbers at the bottom of the screen. Draco, that's what we got. 516-206-0711. Because now y'all started the problem. Now here come Draco. Here come Mom. They go. Listen, it wasn't me, man. 516-206-0711. You know how we get down, man. It's the bearded one. We got my man Jay from the West Coast in the building. And we got my man Miller Tom NYC in the building. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So with that being said, we're going to jump right into the show. Here we go. Y'all tuned in last week. It was one hell of a show last week. Normally we do the recap, but because it's so deep into the show, we're going to jump right in. We got a lot of things going on right here, man. And we're going to set it off first. Let's get it.
Auto news for all the listeners, only on Rally Radio.
Now, it looks like this guy, what's his name? Mr. Beast? Have you ever seen him?
I haven't seen this movie. I haven't seen him, but I know him.
I'm going to tell you this. This guy, Mr. Beast, makes me sick. I don't like people like this, right? They take cars and things that people love and just destroy them for the views. Uh-oh. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Get prepared to defend yourself.
Defend your honor.
Rally Radio, who we got in the box?
Hey, yo, what's good? This is Sean Parker, the God. What's good?
It's my guy, Parker. What's good? What's going on, Parker?
Ain't not much, man. How you doing, bro?
You know how we do, meditating and motivating one day at a time, son. We trying to make it happen. Trying to be on your page,
That's
kid.
It.
We be seeing that
artwork.
artwork.
Studio, man. I got my clients with me, and they said they was into the podcast, into cars and all that. I got one of the models that's gonna be part of the magazine too, bro.
Oh.
She said, "What's up?" Hold on a minute.
Tell us what's going on. Oh, we got
what's happening.
Good afternoon.
So, as being one of the models for my guy Parker, quite possibly one of the greatest tattoo artists in NYC right now. If you're not looking at him on his Instagram, you're playing yourself. If you're looking at getting a tat and you're not going to him, you're playing yourself. To be one of the models for Mr. Parker, are you getting work done right now?
Yes, I am getting work done right now.
Tremendous. What are we getting? We all want to know. What are we getting?
What is it?
Right now, bro, I'm going to try to keep it discreet, but I'm going to try to keep it professional. But at the same time, all we got on, well, not all we got on, but all she got on is lingerie. We're doing a half back. We're doing down one asset of the L. Cheekington with butterflies, roses, and all colorful things and situations, brother.
Yo. Wow. And I don't know if yeah, that sounds crazy. I can't, as long as it's a picture of it on the gram and some of the artwork that he's done. There was one that you did the other day. I think she had a whole left side of her body done. Wow.
Yes, sir.
Is that one of those tap out sessions you be talking about?
Tigers and bears. Lions, tigers, and bears.
Yeah.
Yes,
oh my.
The whole side. I was like, wow, I wonder how long. Is that one of those tap out things you was talking about?
It was a tap out situation, but what happens is that once the tap out and then people came around, we had a whole party, so we had to reschedule to finish up.
Wow.
Shout to my guy, Parker.
Yes,
shout to my guy, Parker.
Over here, bros, you guys are about cars, you guys about auto mechanics, I'm about body mechanics. You feel me, brother?
Whoa, amen, hallelujah.
Listen, bring everything in. So
listen, it's all working in one way or the other. And we got another call on the other side that is vicious.
Sir, I just came to give you guys a shout, but don't forget, just promote the magazine.
Yes.
Out there and we're going to get it going.
And now, don't hang up yet. Shout your model out, too. What's her Instagram? Shout her out.
Oh, yeah. Her name is Nah. Oh, yep. That's it at IG.com. Now, I'm going to post it up. Yeah.
All right, post it up. I was like,
I'm going to say, like, that is how many days am I putting in?
Let's go. Shout to Parker. That's what I'm talking about, bro. We appreciate you for tuning in and rocking with us, man. Thank you.
All right. Take it easy.
All right, kid.
All right, take care.
Take care, man.
Yo, if there's one thing I can say I love about all of our listeners and the people that tune in with us is that it's a wide range. And you start to learn a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? Shout to my guy Parker, man. He definitely be having it going. But with that being said, caller, whoever was calling, call back. We just had we was on the other side of the line. We couldn't click over. Call back if you can. Because it's going to get ugly out here. Y'all ready? Call us back. You know how it go. So now, with that being said, Mr. Beast destroys a Lamborghini in a shredder and tries to blow up another one with tanks. So if y'all have ever seen this guy, right? He is. Oh, we got another caller. Let's go. Rally Radio. Who we got in the box?
What up? What up? What up? You know what it is? You know who it is?
Oh, 2J is Draco. Shout to Draco. That's the first of the 2J guys. He's the boss. He's one of the bosses. What we got, Draco?
First of all, it's chill, so I'm gonna keep it cool. But what I was seeing in my mind when my man was talking was Clint Eastwood on the porch in Gran Torino with the face.
Wait, what happened? Say it again.
I said all I was seeing in my head as homeboy was talking was Eastwood on the porch in Gran Torino making that face.
Oh yeah, the Gran Torino face.
Oh,
the get off my porch face. That's also like the.
So that's what Nose kind of sounded like. He sounded like just an angry old man.
Get off my porch.
That's the most get off my lawn I've ever heard.
Yo, he sounded like get off my lawn.
Get off my porch.
Get off my porch.
So what's your thoughts on because you got a 2J as well that you swapping into your car.
Right. I mean, it started out. I used to hate the Supra, like the Mark III. Everybody confused the car with it. So at the time I'm hearing it, I began to hate it. And then one day, one rolls up on me on Empire right after the 76th precinct, and he left me. And it was everything I could try to keep up with him. And there's a hill. I don't know if y'all know on Empire, right after the precinct going out toward Queen, there's a hill, a blind hill, and neither of us was given. And I took the hill like Starsky and Hutch. He just landed and left, and I was like, "Yo, I didn't want to get one of these." And as I was saying before, back when Gears was on TV, getting back to Miatas, Stady made it a Jeep and jumped it in a Miata, and I was like, "Yo, let me check into this swapping thing." And the rest is history. With 2J, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, I had a guy try to tell me at my job, "Oh, that's 30-year-old technology." I said, "Yeah, but does it work?" "No, but today's but does it work?"
Okay, you coming through choppy. You coming through choppy, Draco. But we hear you. I understand what you're saying. It is an older engine. It is. It's an older engine. However, it earned its place. It earned its place.
It did earn its place in America. But okay, wait, quick question. Hey Draco, remember when these things used to cost like $2,500?
Yeah.
Now get it. You couldn't even get a piston now for $2,500.
Well, you could just be like, "Oh, I got a whole engine with an ECU with a transmission."
Never.
$2,500.
The transmission alone is costing you $6,000.
Low mileage.
I got mine for 18.
Oh, oof. When you bought it.
That's usually how
when I bought it.
That's usually tell how old everyone is. You can usually tell how old you are in the car game by just knowing how much you got the motor for.
Yo,
I got jerked.
Not now. You got. If you was to turn around and sell it now.
No. Hell no. You're bearing me with engine. I told my daughter already, yo, if I smack up or die, that engine is a lot of money. Maybe not the body, maybe not the music, but pull the engine.
Pull the engine at least.
The engine is like what? It's like almost like $10,000 now.
It is. Shout to Shadow Gamer. He's in the building too. Shout to Shadow Gamer 14. He told it too as usual. You know what I'm saying? So I will say this, right? And shout to Marlon, the resident Toyota guy, because he is all in the comments right now. He is I'm telling you. I'm like, yo, we're gonna leave that to those cats. But he said 30-year-old tech and it still runs the track. So with that being said, right, we could probably look at better platforms to put the engine in. But to say that the engine is like, nah, we don't care about efficiency.
Yeah, you don't think of a 2J and think to yourself, man, I'm gonna save so much gas on this.
Right.
This 90mm turbo is gonna help me save so much.
Yeah. That's like me getting a Toyota
Think
Tacoma.
about it.
Come on.
Hey, don't
in the car culture,
unless you're upper echelon time attack, WRC, then efficiency work. But if you just ripping and running, you don't blow yourself up. Yes.
True.
Well, my computer can control blah, 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 blah. And I'm leaving you.
You see, that's another thing, too. I actually thought about that, too. So the reason why we're not trying to blow up our engines now is because you know how much the engine costs now?
I mean, just in general.
Yo, like, you can't, like, for example, like you're saying, like, you had a B16, right?
I got a K20. I had a B16 then when I blew it up.
Right. You know how much a B16 goes for now?
At least 4,500. Some of them are going for $3,000. I seen built ones go for 6,000.
Right. We're not blowing up our motors no more because what? This is today's price.
Yeah.
So it's
you
funny.
know what it's like?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know how car body technology has advanced, the carbon fiber, and that all sounds great. You smack it. You can't even repair it no more. You got to get a whole new setup.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, your engine's efficient, and it's great, but when it blows, it's going to push you twice, 3 times as much to come back to zero.
But this is like what we talked about before. When it comes down to the racing game, it's about cash. It's about how much money you got now. It's not, see, when we started this thing, it wasn't about that. It was about finding what you could do, those little things here and there to tweak. But what happens is these car companies started these tuning companies started to get hit, creating these parts. That dragged the automotive companies in. And now what did they start doing? Producing these parts from the dealership.
Right.
So
Which,
now, you know what I'm saying?
It gave us good one-off cars.
It did, but now let's say a Hellcat engine. Blow a Hellcat engine.
Well, remember, not too long ago, the Cadillac, their last SUV.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Because Dr. Phil was talking about it. He said, they just tested it out. It went straight way and it blew.
So that was the CTSV.
Oh,
the Ghost, I think it was?
The CTSV. And he was testing it at Car and Driver.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They blew the engine. And I was like,
blew up the engine,
whoa. Now imagine if you was a regular guy like us, we was regular cat, and we blew that engine. You got to prove to Cadillac that it blew because of something they built.
Well, yeah, look how hard it is to try to go to Toyota and then tell them, hey, my GR86 blew up on the track.
Right.
And they tell you, oh, well, you can't, we can't help you out, but your car is advertised on the track.
Shout to Seneca. Right. Shout to Seneca. He said, I get 9 miles per gallon. What is efficiency? Asking for a friend.
Okay. I hear you, Seneca. I'm right there with you.
See, y'all say that with New York gas prices. You can't say that with California gas prices. Oh, nah.
Yeah, but you can't breathe in California. You can't walk the street with the smog emissions, all craziness. I don't know how those California guys exist out there with all their restrictions and their rules. And
you gotta have a connect.
You gotta have the name of the game is have a connect. And for me, unofficially, I have not swapped my tags because I refuse to smog my car.
Right. That's
for reasons.
So it's crazy. First off, shout to Shadow Gamer. He said 2200 cc injectors. Need I say more? Wow. That's serious. But I will say this too, however, right? And he's right. Hellcat engines, crate engines is $15,000. Whew.
Wow.
Yeah, but what car are you putting in that's worth $15,000 though?
I mean, let's say you have a Hellcat and you blow the engine. It is 15. I believe the supercharger alone is like $4,000 if you replace the stock. You can obviously buy another one. You get a Whipple supercharger. They make them. But that's one of the reasons why I say now it's like it's a money game. So that's why another reason why I can't understand the takeover culture. Because when you break something, it costs.
Well, they're mostly stolen, so
I'm
sorry. I'm sorry. I meant to say aggressively borrowed.
Aggressively borrowed.
This is what I'm about to say. You're gonna do all that with a crate engine, roll up to a red light, and some kid in Feisty takes it from you.
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
Wait, what? Say that again. You said
you roll up to you blow your engine, you get a new crate engine, you roll up to a light, and some kid hops out of his piece of crap, a shiesty mask, and takes your car.
I'm gonna tell you.
Go do the takeover.
I'm gonna tell you this. Here's my thing, right? And this is what I tell everybody. I learned this when I first started riding motorcycles. 2 dudes on one bike is no good. Wherever you are.
Yep.
If if you anywhere you driving and you see two dudes on a motorcycle and one of them ain't got pink on,
Yep.
it ain't no good. Somebody's stealing something. They hopping off, and they putting a pistol in your face. So there's a couple things that I do. There's a couple things that I do, and I know y'all like, oh, you can't guard away from it, but I could be ready.
Yeah, listen.
When I'm on my motorcycle, I'm sitting in the crosswalk. I sit in the crosswalk on my motorcycle, and I'm in gear. Like, ooh, I'm taking. You know what I'm saying?
You might just have to just be okay.
Blow that
committing
light.
some crimes.
Right.
Yeah,
like
you might just have to just commit some crimes.
When I'm in my Type R, I stay away. I stay behind. I keep people in front of me. Because if I see you get out and you're talking about you're going to face me up, I'm just mowing you over, kid. You going over the top. So that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then the car is alarmed and tagged up. If I give it to you, that means I'm only going to see you later.
Yeah. See, the thing is, and this is what I recommend to everyone, right? Everyone, please, for God's sakes, two things. Dash cam. Please put dash cam in your cars or bikes, whatever. Put an air tag in your thing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it will save you so much trouble.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Go ahead, Draco.
Or get a stick.
Or get a stick. Yeah, he's not wrong.
Or get a who?
Get a stick.
A manual.
Yeah, get a manual.
Listen.
Well, a little bit of both.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. Pause.
Sheesh.
Oh wow. Yeah.
I mean, I was just sitting over here waiting for somebody.
Whoa. I meant. You know.
Get the stick.
I mean the pew. I mean, you know, of the pew pew of the pew pew variety.
You're not helping.
Right.
You're not helping, bro.
Yo, hand me that shovel. I'm still digging this hole.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I got a whole.
Yo, Draco, we got so much more show, kid. Please tune in. You already know what it is. Shout to you for tuning in and calling up, though. We appreciate you for dropping that knowledge, letting us know what it is. And I know we got one more Toyota guy out there. He may not call, but we ain't gonna hear the end of this. So, with that being said, we're gonna move forward, kid. We're gonna get back with you, Draco.
All right, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Peace. Shout out to my guy Draco. I'm gonna tell you this, man. It's definitely crazy out here. This takeover thing. I'm telling you, the whole culture itself. You just gotta really be careful. You gotta play this thing right.
But the thing is, also, you also gotta think is the fact that we don't, because like when we as the older crowd try to regulate it, the first thing they say is, you can't talk too much. Right. You can't talk, old man.
You don't know nothing. You don't know.
You don't know what we do. We out here having fun. This time the third. And
all right, so you slide into a wall.
Yeah, you slide into a wall and wipe out a zip code just because you just had to swing your Hellcat.
Listen, and this is what we're gonna talk about, because at the end of the day, this was the biggest thing that's been going on. Oh, that was me. I'm sorry. The computer was mad at me.
Yeah, but it was like, yo, this is outrageous.
That's one of the biggest things we're gonna talk about. We're gonna make sure that we bring that up too, because you know, as much as I had to think about this, as much as I don't want to talk about it, as much as one of those kind of things where, you know, we don't want to see these things happen. They happening, you know.
Like I heard about the most recent situation where some dude in a 300 slammed into a gas truck or something like that. I'm just hearing about this.
And that so we got a whole bunch on that. We're gonna talk about that one too, because it's crazy. Here we go. We're gonna jump right into that. You already know what it is. That's part of our weekly specs. So again,
weekly specs. Auto news for all the listeners, only on Rally Radio.
All right. One of the reasons that we even brought up this topic today, we're going to get right into it. A driver doing dangerous donuts at a gathering of car stunt enthusiasts in the Bronx crashed into a parked truck early Sunday. Now, for those that weren't abreast of it, this is a problem. So it was a Chrysler 300, and everybody probably knows and probably follows on Instagram, called itself the U-Haul, not U-Haul cat or Haul cat, not Hellcat.
Right, because
he had U-Haul on the side of it.
Right.
It was like a Hellcat swap, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
A 23-year-old driving a white Chrysler struck an oil truck in the Bronx while doing donuts, a drifting stunt, killing 2 of his passengers and critically injuring the other. They were having a takeover car meet where they take over the block and lock it up, you know, and do what they do. The guy was doing about 100 miles an hour. It was very fast. He hit a bump, the car skid, and went into a truck. Now, for those who haven't seen the video, you know, we're not going to post any pictures of it, but this is one of those kind of things where now the response that we're getting from the city is really where it's getting bad.
Yeah.
And this is where we got to be careful. So now it was 4 people in the car. You had the driver, you had a passenger, you had 3 passengers. 2 of the passengers are dead. The driver's still alive.
What was underage, I think, too, right?
One was a 15-year-old young girl.
Right.
And another was a 19-year-old guy named Giorgio that was in the community, that was in the car community. And, you know, a lot of people was like, oh, you know, don't talk about it. And I kind of warned about it a little bit because at the end of the day, we don't want to, here at Rally Radio, we're not really trying to bash nobody, you know, especially for something like this. This is something serious. But at the same time, we got to start looking into this and like, how is this hurting the automotive community itself?
It's killing it.
First off, rest in peace to those that lost their lives in such a crazy incident, you know, and our condolences to their families, because these are the kind of things that are just unnecessary. We recently had a kid that was speeding with his girlfriend in the passenger seat of a BMW, crash into the back of the UPS truck. She gets ripped out of the truck. She dies right there in the street. Mm-hmm. And come to find out, he was an underage driver. He was like 16 years old. Now they want to lock his parents up. Yeah. It's like we got to start showing some sort of self-control. And my thing is, it starts with what they learn. Shout out to my guy Marley. He said, I wanted to know, where were these takeover events in the 80s and the 90s? You know what I'm saying?
A lot of them, what happened was a lot of them. Okay, so I don't know 100% of the history, but a lot of it started in like Oakland.
Yes.
And it was kind of like that whole like that hype hype music sort of scene. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They sort of like the hype music kind of scene. Right. So like a lot of dudes out there would go to like parks and just start swinging whatever they would do. They, you know, doing their thing, swinging cars. Usually it was like a bunch of old muscle cars and stuff like that.
Right.
They had their own slideshows at the time, and it was sort of, I want to say it was kind of underground, but it was sort of like one of those things they did in the hood on their side of things.
Right.
While on our side, yeah, we did a lot of racing. On their side, it was just a lot of swinging, basically.
But you know what? First off, shout to Hammond. She in the building. Shout to Hammond. Shout to my guy D Nice. He's in the building. And Draco's like, they trying to lock up his parents. Yeah, they trying to get his parents. So it's funny you say like the 80s and 90s. So the thing is, the movement was racing.
Yeah.
Nobody was really like turning the car sideways meant nothing. And I mean, even when you look at some of the other movements. So what I started to do was look at some of the movements of some of the other places that we have, right? I started looking into Houston. Looked at Houston's car scene. Houston's car scene is, they got their thing what they call swanging.
Yeah.
So like they got their big rims poking out all the way over here, and they doing their little thing in the road or whatever. That's probably the worst thing they got going on outside of takeovers.
Yeah, now it's takeovers. But yeah, no, I think there's still a swanger scene out there too.
Right, of course.
Because
I follow a guy on YouTube. That's all he does. I was hoping to try to get him on the show because I actually like it. These guys are taking cars and they're putting their blood, sweat, and tears in these cars. And that's another thing. You don't see people doing takeovers with cars that they give a damn about.
Right. You know what? And the thing is, like a lot, like for example, that swinging scene. That's a combination of classic cars and lowriders kind of put together.
Yes.
If you kind of think, it's like both the ideologies kind of put together. But yeah, no, you're right. It's people aren't going to scenes like that if they care about their cars. Like that's what always kills me. It's like, do y'all not care about who you're like your own car? Like, why are you doing this?
Exactly.
Right. And this is why I say, like, when I see these takeover, like if I ever see this going on, I'm definitely not going that way. Because if they don't care about their car and they lives, they surely don't care about yours. And I can't take nobody sliding into my Type R. Listen.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Listen, I get mad thinking about it.
You go from bearded one to John Wick.
Yo,
like real quick.
Somebody getting hurt out here.
You know. Then you gotta chase them down too.
Oh no! If I gotta chase you down, that's it.
The amount of broccoli heads I be seeing out in Cali. Oh my
boy!
Boy,
this guy's vernacular today.
I will say it. I will give these people a wide berth. Like, listen, take it.
Boy.
I don't care.
I will say this though, but and this is why I say it's like when I started to look, like I said, car culture everywhere else. And I especially started, and I know y'all like, you can't, I'm just follow me. The inner cities versus the country.
Right.
Okay.
It's two different things.
Oh, it's of course.
Absolutely.
It's two different things. For whatever reason, South Carolina, North Carolina, they had their drag racing thing. They didn't really do takeovers though. They was racing.
Right.
And they also had they little shine when you come through with the clean car with the Carolina squat that they just recently made illegal.
Kind of makes sense though.
It does, but at the end of the day, this is what they listen. You rather that or you rather them slide into somebody.
You know what?
And at least it was organized.
Right.
It was organized.
And that's
I mean, even back in the day, when I was a kid, I heard about it. I heard them say Fountain and Flatlands.
Right.
When I heard Fountain and Flatlands, I was like, oh, okay, I know what's going on over there.
Right.
And they doing straight racing. But they went from one side to the other side straight away.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't do anything else crazy. You know, so it was bananas. I was like, oh, I've only heard about it because, I was a kid. I stayed off the block, so I just kept it moving.
Right.
But I heard the stories. And all I had to hear was one location, Fountain and Flatland.
Yeah.
And back then there was no buildings. There was nothing but lots, and the street was wide open. So it was you for the taking.
Right.
Pretty much.
So this is why I say, like, we can't, like, the car culture here now, there isn't any. There isn't any.
No. Well, are you talking about the car culture in just, let's say, the New York area?
And just in inner cities. I believe New York, Chicago, LA, and even some parts of Atlanta, these places that are big cities, there is no car culture.
To an extent, because I know, like, for example, like Atlanta, they have like a big donk scene.
Yes.
And whatnot. Funny enough, they're actually racing them now.
But that's not Atlanta. That's
Georgia.
That's Georgia. That ain't Atlanta.
I would say Georgia.
That's Georgia.
I say Atlanta because it's just easier to say. It's either roll the talk.
Shout to my guy Nose Hunter. He's in the building. Early Nose Hunter. Nose Hunter that came in.
Oh man.
Now listen. The dunk scene is another bad thing too, because a dude will put 30-inch rims on a car, won't do the transmission, won't do an engine rebuild, nothing.
Nah, whoa. See, I gotta stop you there.
They actually do innovate it. They're pretty creative with it.
I don't even like the guy's name, but his name is Donk Master. Crazy. I say that and I just in my brain is like Paul.
Yeah, no. I know what you're talking about though. It's I've seen how he builds the suspension up to support the power.
Listen, he raced Demonology. I'm not sure if anybody, not sure if y'all follow Demonology on Instagram. Shout to Demonology. I follow him on YouTube as well. Mm-hmm. He's one of the only guys repping hard with the Dodge Demon. When the Dodge Demon first came out, he been drag racing it ever since, and he been taking what he says, taking souls. Pause. I can't say that. But at the end of the day, he's racing this Dodge Demon, and you know what he loses to on a consistent basis? Donk Master, 30-inch rims, Corvette motor, supercharged, full interior, and he loses to this guy. And the Dodge Demon is drag race setup. And like I said, I'm not talking bad about him because I feel like at the end of the day, it's not that he lose. They go back and forth. One guy will win, then this guy will win, and it's actually very interesting to me because this guy has big chrome wheels, full interior, but whatever they doing to this engine, he's winning.
I don't know why, but I'm just picturing Manny Fresh just on the play in my head.
Yo, and
I mean, power is power, right?
Power is power, but we talking about a caddy though. We talking about like we not talking about like he got all this on Max or something stupid. No, he got it on a 19 some odd heavy boat.
But remember how much horsepower is he making, right? Like you can put power to anything. Like you can go out. You could put on a school bus. You could make a 5,000 horsepower school bus is going to beat everybody. You know?
No, but I just think it's impressive, and it just goes to show like they're not just doing things. These guys are like, case in point. We talked about DJ Envy and Rick Ross. There was a point where DJ Envy and Rick Ross was going at it with each other, and Envy's like, yo, I like my newer car, the newer Porsches and stuff like that. Oh. You know, because they come with this amount of horsepower and this amount of torque. And he's like, I don't mess with them old cars, Rick, because I don't got time for stuff to be breaking down.
I hear envy. I'm just like, take it to the track.
Right. So
Rick, go to the track.
Rick Ross goes to his house and says, listen, I don't know what you're thinking. These cars may look old. And then he popped the hood and had a Corvette engine in it. Like we talking like LS engine. He didn't say which one it was, but it's a LS engine on boost in a Chevy Bel Air.
But
you gotta start saying, whoa.
But that comes down to like social economics, right? Like we just talked about down south. Those guys, whatever they do for income, whatever they do for money to get, those cars,
right,
is exceptional amount of money. Now, let's talk about New York. These prices of these 3.7 Q50s, you could probably get for like $10.95. You know what I'm saying? And like
you get those on fries?
Yeah, get some fries on the side too, or strawberry lemonade
at the 99-cent store.
99 so those are more accessible to those because number one, like you gotta think about it. I bought my Genesis on Carvana for $0 down. So think about it, right? 3.8, whatever. Now, I could have got a Q50 for even less.
You in a Q50, bro.
I don't like Q50.
Boy, I see the Q50. I'm like, all right, body snatchers are here.
No, but you got, but you got to understand this too, right? Think about it. You put $0 down, they deliver it house. You don't like this Q50, you go take it back. They'll in less than a week, and they'll give you another Q50. Now think about it. $0 down. So what's the first thing you're gonna do? You're gonna get. First off, I don't like the windshield tint thing. That's some ignorant New York stuff. Too.
Yeah, yo. They do it in Cali too. Don't shoot.
Smoke the tail lights, right? Let's do a Q50 mod.
Right.
Smoke tail lights.
Limousine tints all around. Total blacked out. Muffler delete. No tune. Intake. The dual intake too, because you gotta do it for both runners.
You gotta do the arc intake.
Right.
The arc intake. Some type of cheap coilovers or airbags.
No, I see what coilovers, man.
Coilovers, like
if you're
TN coil, not even TN. What's those cheap with the orange ones back in the day people used to buy? Race
Coney or not Coney.
Racelands?
Racelands, yeah.
Oh, Raceland?
Yeah.
See, everyone looks at Raceland and goes,
thumbs down.
I mean, it's a $250 coilover.
That was a magazine coilover in the back. You're gonna
be like, so they get this bumper, and they got coils for $250. What?
I'll take that.
Now I got a rear wheel drive. My Genesis rear wheel drive. I got it from Arizona. And how many Q50 37s I done walked over is astronomical. The thing about it is that it gives guys confidence because they don't make a lot of power.
Did you know what though? It's the same thing with the 3.0s, and I will say right now, I have walked a few 3.0s.
Really?
Well, it's only 300 horsepower, and it's
oh no, they feel as fast, and I'm like, cool. Let me take out the coilover. Let me take out the plug. Let's do this again.
Shout to Draco. He said Beige Rage wouldn't know a cam from his elbow. He dropped the car and picked the car up. Damn, that is hilarious. But I will say this, however, like I said, the reason we even talking about it is because the takeover community, right? These are the people that just don't care what they put in their cars. Right. And there's two different cats here because we can't compare them to the donk community because they give a damn.
Right.
You can't compare them to the swing to the swinger community because they care. Can't compare them to the low rider community. They don't care. The closest, because they care. Excuse me. You could kind of compare them to a Honda build, but you got some Honda builds where people give a damn. Paint jobs, everything.
Oh, yeah.
My thing is the reason why they so successful, in my opinion, is because they just cars that they don't care about. And the last thing that I'm gonna do is be around a bunch of guys who don't care about their cars. I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna see this. I'm not gonna see this on social media, on Instagram, and they like, yo, we gonna have a takeover, da, 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 da. And I'm gonna show up. Why?
No, but listen to what I'm saying though. You say about not taking, like, look, I just left the Bronx, right?
Right.
There's every type of car where people don't care about, like a Corolla, like a 2018 Corolla, like cut me off with his whole side dented.
Right.
You gotta understand the reason why a lot of people don't care about the cars because some of the cars are not even theirs.
No,
you gotta think about how many people go to car meets with stolen car. But this goes back
rentals.
I hate to say it though. This goes back to the Honda and Nissan community of people stealing cars.
Right.
Let's just keep it real. Like
back in the old days.
Back in the old days where, a certain guy back in the day, I'm not going to mention his real name, but his name goes by a certain continent in the world. He's always been known as the Honda thief. He's gotten his ass whooped on video back in the day.
Yeah.
At a car meet.
I mean, I've had piece of stories too. I'm like, oh, you known for taking my car. Oh, nah,
no, because you always have a pair of rims like, and the thing about stealing is that, see, as takeovers, so the stealing thing gets bigger and bigger, right? Like even me, I didn't know there was Volvo thieves. Dudes, you see these dudes with Volvo 850 with
Volvos?
People stealing the Pegasus wheels off the S60R and putting them in on Volvo 850. So you see a guy with a 240, he's stealing the Pegasus rims, the 19s.
Wow.
Yeah. Stealing the Volvo wheels. That's what I'm talking about. People who don't care.
And drive around boldly. Like you got a 94 Volvo 850 with big 18-inch Pegasus wheels on it.
See,
confident.
So here's my thing. Here's my thing.
The Accord wheels.
Just to finish this off with the kid in the Bronx, right? He's been charged with manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide. Several other offenses, including reckless endangerment.
Boy, he got 50 billion years.
They ordered him to pay $150,000 bail in order to get out.
But you need 10% right of that bail.
So 15,000. But who really got 15
what
bands?
They had like 15 bands ready to go. Unless
parents.
Yeah. So his Chrysler 300 had a massive U-Haul sticker wrapped around the cars. But I told you it was called the Haul Cat, right? They found out it had a stolen Dodge Charger motor under the hood.
Oh, it's a stolen motor.
Wow.
He had a stolen
that's crazy. The
Hellcat engine.
The U-Haul Dodge. Because you know what's funny? That one that was crashed, I would have sworn like there's no way U-Haul would rent that out.
Right.
Like any of them. Like and first,
I've seen some people with because you got to think the U-Haul trucks.
Yeah.
Those come with LSs. For $20, people are swinging LS trucks all day long.
No, because what happens is that people get it reported stolen, they strip it and they pull that motor out. Just like them guys in them dunks be taking them van motors out.
Yep.
Shout
them 1,500 motors and throwing them into the dunk. Yeah.
Yep. Shout to Draco. He said they're gonna give him Bible numbers. That's it. So come to find out, not only was the engine stolen, the only other survivor besides him has been put in a medically induced coma for a fractured spine.
Oh, he's done. You know how serious that is? That's insane. Now he's never coming home.
No, that's like 50 billion years.
Like what was another wasn't there a case in New York? I mean, in another part of New York back in the day in New York about like that? A guy killed somebody.
So what happened was back in the day, shout to Seneca, he said, damn, Volvos ain't even safe.
So that's a fact.
So there was another situation. There was another situation like that, and I happen to know the guy's father. He bought his son, I believe it was a Subaru. He bought him a Subaru, and they was coming back on the Southern State.
Yeah.
And he lost control of the car. I believe it was exit 19. Killed everybody in the car but him. Killed everybody, killed all his friends. Or it was four of them in the car together, and three of them died. And they ended up charging him, and he went to jail. And then they came after his father.
I did remember that.
He also too, that kid, that guy, he actually got out.
Yeah,
he did a couple like 10 years.
He just got
Shout
out.
to his pops. His pops worked with us for a little while. His pops worked with us in a different division. But I met his father. So it's like, and he said he was fighting with it like it was crazy. Like he just can't. And the thing is that these friends that was in the car with him were like across the street.
And the crazy.
So it's like he got as his parent. He got to see their parents.
Yep.
And they don't talk. Yeah.
Right.
Because and the thing about it is, right? Like, look, don't get me wrong. Like, we can't even blame newer generation or anything because my first car was a 96 Nissan Maxima with 185,000 miles. And the first thing I did was put an open air intake on it.
The induction noise, huh?
Phil called it a 192. It didn't breathe because I didn't swap the intake manifold, but it sure sound good, man. I used to run up on everything, Centras, everything. I didn't care.
Oh, that was you?
Oh, absolutely. So think about it, right? We talking about takeover, right?
Yeah.
Remember back on the what's that exit there by Best Buy? Remember Best Buy on the belt going towards Coney Island?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about like
a lot of
before like Canarsie?
Like Bay Parkway,
Bay
Parkway, yeah.
It's over there by
the level of ignorance at Rockaway Parkway and Bay Parkway put together. We can't talk. We really can't talk because we did a lot of stupid stuff in Bay Park. Dive in a puddle, do a burnout, speed across the park with people shopping. Like we did some
We
like
did stupid
But
stuff.
here's
the
the-
thing.
but
We
here's
wasn't on video.
Right.
yeah, we was on camera phone. We
But
definitely
the
was,
old Nokia flip phone, yeah, maybe.
But we
Yeah.
had no internet, so we couldn't be shared all over the place.
I don't know because you had
Or
nice
if we
ones.
did, we didn't have
Nice
we,
ones,
We
yeah.
we didn't. Let me rephrase that. We
Uh-huh.
had we didn't have unlimited access like we do now.
Okay,
oh,
now
true,
that
true,
is
true, true.
That's what
That
it
is
was.
true. Well, we could just pull it up on the phone. Now you
Right.
had to go home
Right.
and go look at it.
You gotta go home, pop it on MySpace, maybe.
Maybe.
Upload it.
And now when you look at it now, like we did don't get me wrong, we did our share of crazy things. And I believe that's just been part of it as
Yeah.
far as like,
Right. Yeah.
but it's just like to the max, the way they doing it now. Like it's just
You know what it
out of
is? I think we
control.
just getting old and we forgot all the reckless stuff that we did. Because I know for a fact
Yeah,
I
but
went
listen-
airborne in the Cressida. Because I had let me tell you something.
Listen, that person's kind of sketchy.
Let me
I'm not gonna hold you, bro.
No.
I seen that, and I was in IZ. I was like,
No,
Boy.
listen, Jay, listen.
He
It
said
looked
it's
bad.
stressful.
No.
Sketchy.
A lot of people it looked bad on the outside.
oh, okay, great. Explain this. Yes.
But
Uh-huh.
guess what? Compared to everybody who had a Cressida in New York, I was the only one that had a LSD, a proper one with like superintendent.
I meant that because everyone else was just like skipping
Open
that,
welded,
with that welded
or
diff.
open diff, and also too, I had a
That
lot
was-
of dudes don't they don't do subframe bushings as well.
That's true.
I did diff and subframe
had
bushings,
that.
solid metal,
Every crest I've ever seen has that.
worn out subframe.
What's that song called? The Trillville song with the bed squeak.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that one has that squeak. Has that one tire fire going on.
and the body's twisted too because
Body's twisted a little bit.
yeah. So that's why I said like New York takes the cake for foolishness, but we did it like back in the day. Remember,
We got some wild
things
shit.
was cheap. Things was cheaper back in the day.
I know.
Think about it. You blow up a 2J motor, you go somebody parting out a GS 300 and go swap it another.
I gotta say something though. Y'all keep saying that, man. Hold up. 'Cause y'all done said that like 5 times. I'm gonna keep it a buck, right?
Brooklyn.
When I blew up my B16 motor, right? When I blew that engine up,
It was like $5 back in the days.
nah.
Exactly.
Yo, the front clip,
Don't have a D.
the
Free.
front clip alone was $2,000. When,
Yeah, but
when
that's
I
like
bought it.
$2,000 back in the day.
Right, it's $2,000 back in. So now what I ended up doing was I said I can't even. You had to find the block, buy it from somebody you trust. You know what I'm saying, or look at the block before you made it up. So what I did was I just I bought an LS engine.
But see,
Instead of going VTEC, I went non-VTEC. So freaking the engine was like, I think I bought it for $200.
Right.
Bought the engine for $200. Ended up swapping it and putting it in the CRX. Totally different engine. Ended up turbocharging it.
but listen to what I'm saying. See, that's a proper build. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You got to understand. We're talking about the Honda community back in the early 2000s or mid 2000s,
You
right?
could put anything together. As
How
long
many
as it
how many
was-
Accord F swaps, right? F block, H head,
Yep.
and 9 times out of 10, that F block and H head got put together by some very unscrupulous people. I know a dude that built that hybrid motor, and he went and he beat a G35. He put the motor together in like 3 hours and went out and raced the G35 and beat him. Like a lot of Frankenstein builds was because of
Yeah.
necessity, like just
Yeah.
scrap motors.
That's the one thing I will say about Honda, at least on the East Coast, is that you will piece this thing together within like 2 hours.
But why do y'all think that is? Because it was cheaper that way.
Listen,
But also,
Y'all
it
were
It
was
was cheaper that way.
well,
It
cheap,
really was.
free is always cheap.
cheaper and really accessible because like almost every other block there was a junkyard somewhere.
But then like
Think about how many 3.2 J series swaps coming out of a Legend or something like that. Is somebody
yeah, now
Shout out to the
nowadays.
Facebook user. They said, "How did you blow a B16?" Y'all don't even want to know. I don't know.
You can have a thimble of oil in that. How did you blow that?
So you want to? Well, that's what happened. So you know what happened? I'm gonna keep it a buck. At this point, right? I had put the B16 engine in the car, red CRX, red valve cover. I put the cold air intake on it. Had exhaust lowered. I was on my way.
Yeah, you were
Right?
there. You were cooking. This man was cooking.
What happened was, I think I told y'all when I had paid the shop to put the engine in, they stole the computer.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling us that. Yeah.
So when they stole
Oh,
the computer,
that's crazy.
to keep we're not gonna admit to any crimes here, but
Yeah.
I ended up getting paid for that computer, and then I made them give me more money to get a chipped ECU.
This is also before Honda was like
Yes.
very accessible.
So you
Oh,
you
man,
would
two
buy a
ECUs.
chipped ECU. Now for the chipped ECU, the rev limiter was removed.
Mm.
So that means that, you know, if your motor was built, you could go 10 grand, 11,000.
Even if your motor couldn't breathe up there.
Even if your motor couldn't breathe up there.
Motor
So
couldn't breathe, did not matter.
what I
And it
did was
survived.
I put the ECU in there and I'm rocking it, driving it around. I'm racing this another Civic. It was late night. We was running on the highway.
Wow.
And I downshifted from 5th. I went from 5th. I thought I was going from 5th to 4th.
To second.
I missed 4th and went to second.
That money shift. Shashing.
But when it
happened in the
did
Volvo when I blew the clutch.
when it did it matched, it revved out. And when it revved out, I ended up, you know, I yanked it out of the gear or whatever. But now when I pulled it over, it was like,
Wait, all you heard was that.
I think it was the oil pump that was going from that. But take it to my homeboy. Yo, he's like, nah, it's nothing. We just gonna turn the idle up.
Turn the idle up.
Turn the idle up so that because the idle was low.
Yeah.
So he was like, nah, turn the idle up. Change the oil, whatever, turn the idle up. I'm going at it again on the highway racing. And not racing. Let me stop saying it like that. But you know,
you mean spiritually driving.
Yes.
This is my confession.
And in the midst of and in the midst of spirited driving, I freaking went in the tech. It went in the VTEC, but it went in raw. It didn't pause.
Whoa!
Oh, that's filthy.
Did you take it to dinner first? Hey, yo. I mean,
pause. Yo,
she's a gentle lady.
Yo,
Jesus
Christ.
Hey, yo,
that was crazy. I'm sorry,
man.
but
send that route to the moon.
It went in the VTEC. Now you know the crossover point for my car because of that ECU was about 5,300 RPM.
That's high,
which is great. No, usually stock is like 58.
At that time, I was like, oh, okay. I thought it was like at $4,000.
No, hell no. You would hear it. The thing is, it would cross over to the VTEC cam load once you high up. That's how they kept them as gas savers. But man, this thing went up. And when I went into tech, it just didn't sound right. And you know, VTEC is based off your oil pressure. I know this now, but back then I was like, what? I went into tech and it just went in really loud. It didn't sound right. And my cousin is sitting in the car with me. Next thing you know, boom! Smoke everywhere.
Crank just walked.
You hear the piston. Ding, 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 ding,
You
ding,
know
the
what?
car. I'm doing 80 and I can't stop because the car is on.
Uh-oh.
So now the brake. So now here I go. I weave around. It was at 150. You know,
oh, great! Even better.
I'm coming. We getting off the conduit or whatever, and I'm going around. I had to drive around because they had just put a red light right there by that hotel.
Oh yeah,
on the conduit. I had to drive around them, and then I get over there and I just use my e-brake to stop. Which is why I love e-brakes. I think everybody should have a good emergency. But that thing to a stop, and I'm like, yo, I don't know what happened to my car. All my people show up. Shout to my guys. They show up. We pop the engine.
Smoking oil.
Yo, my man Rich, he gets the flashlight, and he looks. He's like, yo, son.
Leaking all this oil.
You got a black hole in your block. Like, I mean, it was a hole like this.
Your detonation was just as bad as mine too. The 7M, my first Super. Remember that faded red Super with the black hood that used to be at the races all the time?
Yeah.
Back in the day, that the Guyanese dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I bought that car for $1,200.
Really?
It was running though. It was running.
Okay, you said it was running.
No, I blew it. So what happened was, I basically I spun the bearing in the motor.
Ooh.
So
yeah, that's about
I got rod knock.
It's 7M.
I'm racing. Well, I'm spiritly driving
with rod knock.
Knock. Yeah.
Crazy.
Knocking because I'm like, because
Joyce like. When
I tell you, I blew up at exit 20, around exit 20, like where the grass is on the side.
Yep.
Oil came. You know when a cartoon when it goes boom as a puff of smoke. That's what happened to the engine. I'm like, yeah. Temperature gauge. Boom.
I want to make like a small survey. How many engines blew up between the conduit and the belt?
50,000.
Like it has to be like there has to be like a number of
going back to the 1950s.
You could have stuff like a small.
I'm gonna tell you how bad I blew that 7M up. Now that's an iron block, right? All I know is when the smoke cleared, there was oil on the back of like the tail lights and on like back of the car. It was a trail of oil. Oil came out the muffler. So then what happened was you hear like, you know, when you break the rod and the piston is bouncing up and down.
Yeah,
it's like. Let me tell you something. I tried to pull the dipstick out. I'm lifting the motor with the pause.
Pulling the dipstick out. Hey, yo.
Again.
So the oil
take these to dinner first.
So the
man.
oil,
Wow.
so I'm checking the oil. I'm trying to check the oil, and the engine's lifting up. So the
engine's lifting up. You said
the oil checker. I'm not gonna say what it is.
Boy.
So I'm lifting, and the engine is coming up like this, and I'm like, remember, 7M's heavy.
So what happened? It seized up. Like what happened?
I guess all the compression caused everything to do like this, and the motor just completely seized, and everything inside just broke.
He had all this. He had all the oil on the car to the point.
The crank, basically, the crank was doing like left and right, and the pistons was bouncing all around every 6 cylinder.
That's a crank grip walk at that point.
So when I called Ron, Ron was like, Ron pulls on the side of the road. Adrian and Ron,
Snoop Dogg.
Ron's like, come on, man, start it up. Yo, it's running. I'm like, bro, I don't have no pistons.
By the way, I love how both Ron and Adrian have so much faith in the motor to the point that like you can start it up.
He said, "Yo, see, look, it started. That's how strong the 7M was. It started." But you gotta understand, there's no pistons there, so it compression, and then it just went and it died.
First off, that's Toyota reliability. That is reliability.
My boy, let me tell you something.
That's Toyota. That's Toyota murdergram.
A motor
past reliability.
A motor that I seen destroyed that I didn't think could blow up. Shout out to Guyver, man. Blew up a 1J motor in the BMW, revved it to 10 grand and blew the motor. Drive around, but it lasted forever. Yo, he blew the 1J.
Sheesh.
Blew it up.
Vernacular out here is crazy.
I never knew that motor could.
He said it.
Man, time.
Oh my God. But see, here's the thing. And by the way, for anyone out there who know me, I have never blew up a motor at all.
Okay.
Oh, you lucky.
All of the engines of all the cars I've ever owned, including the RX-8. And everyone had money on that. I swear. Listen,
I thought you were gonna blow it. I thought it was dead when you.
Everyone. No, I thought it was too. But then, like my boy Jason, shout out to Jason, Rotary King. Sat up there, right, and he was like, "Bro, it's not dead." I'm like, "What do you mean it's not dead?" He's like, "No, just unflood. It's flooded. I got that for $500.
Oh, because it's carbureted. The carbureted rotary.
No, it's the
fuel injected. It's RX-8.
It's RX-8.
Oh yeah, because it's
but like all I had to look up how to like deflood an engine. I took 2 days, deflooded it, and the thing starts.
See, so you know what's crazy? Shout to Gears and Gasoline. He actually just bought an RX-8, and the same thing happened to him. But when he started it, he finally got it running. The amount of smoke.
Oh yeah, chimney.
That's done. Oh no, that's done. That motor's cooked.
I blew a stock KA motor in my 240. What happens at the time?
Damn, how you blow rope pulls?
No, the time
it's vernacular. My God.
Yo.
So I detonated the motor. I was coming out the gas station.
Wait, hold on. Side note, anyone who's counted the number of times we said blew up, this is a drinking game. You will die.
That's a fact.
You will die.
So
I am so sorry.
The timing chain came off in the KA. And
I can see that.
In the head, like the head of the motor.
Yeah.
Pause.
Keep going. It's okay. We're not gonna stop. We're not gonna stop.
So the chain ripped. So the chain ripped to the top part of the engine.
God damn.
Like someone took a cake knife and cut the top of the motor.
God damn. So how y'all cooking these motors?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I cook mine reckless driving. I'm not reckless driving, but like when you're driving manual, and like I said, there was a lot of precursors to it that I should have been paying attention to. One, I shouldn't have had that chipped ECU. I shouldn't have had it. But I thought you could use it or whatever, and that wasn't the case. And I didn't know that I didn't know. I missed the shift. Yeah, I went from 5th to I thought it was going from 54.
Okay, that can happen though. That's
shout out to Volvo because I did the same thing. And my clutch went. I called Phil and I was like, "Yo, I went from South Carolina to Georgia with no clutch." Yeah, the clutch. Like what happened is like I was racing. I was spiritly driving a Mazda Speed 6, and we was going at it.
Speed 6.
And then what happened is that the synchros in the transmission was like, because
right, yeah.
I went I went down from 5th. It's a 6-speed.
Right.
I was like, okay, 4th. I was going, okay, boom, take off.
Right.
Nope. Yo, the clutch
neutrals?
looked like Swiss cheese. I had to take it to the dealership down there.
You had like 6
But
neutrals?
I drove, but guess what? I started the car. I put my foot in the clutch, started the car, and I just drove without a clutch.
Yeah, see that.
I used a starter.
This is why I say at the end of the day, we've done things that we did, but we didn't cause bodily harm. Like nobody was really out there trying. The only thing I can say is that in my younger days, in my younger days, we did get it in. We did get it in on the highway. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
We did do our thing on the highway, but that's about as far as we went. Yeah. And then after a while, after some of the things that we seen, he was like, "Yo, we ain't even doing that no more," because you really got to take into consideration, like, yo, how close you be coming to.
We're from Queens. Listen, we're from Queens, right? Listen, Dad be alive saying like we didn't go all out board because the statute of limitations is over. Okay.
Yeah, at this point, you know,
Shaka with the Celica, that one used that with 1ZZ engine in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had a 1ZZ. For those who know Shaka, Baisley Boulevard, 2 lanes. Dude went between 2 buses and made it out. Like that's the things that people was doing.
See, I can't do that.
I got to stop you.
Got beat by my Supra. Listen, got lost to my Supra, and then got the Speed 6.
Listen,
lost to the Camry.
For those looking in this
Camry, and the Speed 6.
No.
I can't. Whoa.
For those looking in this camera right here, no, I didn't do that. I wasn't trying to drive under the trailer. No, we wasn't doing that. Even though it was on Fast and Furious, we didn't do that. I will say, however, right, I had my wild moments in the past, but it's like these guys are taking it to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
See, I feel like once you include somebody else's life, you got a problem.
True.
When you risking somebody else's, like, okay, fine. Let's say, for instance, we on the highway, we was doing what we do. Everybody was in their own car, but we all knew you lose control of this thing, you crash this thing or something.
That's it.
This is a problem you got on your hands.
You gotta say how many people. Remember, we didn't have internet like that back in the day. Right. How many people macked their whole entire car, ran home, and
try to sell
made a report. No report. Yo, my car stolen, and this and this and this. Like
I seen it. Yeah, you're right.
People, no Mac. Let me tell you something. You gotta understand. I think we were better drivers back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, the more you trust your skill, the more crazy things you're going to do, right? Like you're going to do more crazy things. Like for instance, I'm not going to lie, statute of limitations is over. I went airborne, like the little bridge in the old Belt Parkway. I went up, the crest of the wind up about 5 feet in the air and landed. I didn't know how I landed and kept going.
And now that crest is a whole different shape.
You know what's funny? Somebody's driving around in that crest right now. I don't know who it is. The engine, the turbo somewhere. The 1J still running. 20 pounds of boost. No head studs. Pause. None of that.
Whoever bought that.
No,
but you know what though? Like I will say this though, like even till now, like I'm sure y'all seen it, the Max Sauce pages.
Yeah, Max Sauce. Yeah, Max Sauce on run.
Yeah, I always see that, and I'm just like. It kind of makes the belt look like a battleground. Like
it's the drill rap of the car industry.
It kind of is.
It's the drill music scene of the car industry.
But it's like every time I see that, and every time I see like a smacked up BMW. Now I've driven BMWs, right? And I'm like, this thing has like about like 35,000 sensors that'll tell you, hey, there's a guy right next to you. Y'all just ignore that and go, nah, that's cool. Let me squeeze in between this.
I ended up on a Team No Hezzy video.
Did you really?
I ended up on a Team No. Listen. I ended up on a Team No Hezzy video. I didn't even know I was in a video. I was in a Volvo. Remember, I had the exhaust on the Volvo.
I probably got to look at it and be like, oh, what is that?
No, but it's funny. I think it was Corey or somebody that saw the video, showed me the video.
Uh-huh.
I had the straight pipe exhaust.
Right.
Pause.
I didn't say anything.
So I had
I didn't say anything.
So I had the exhaust on the Volvo.
Uh-huh.
And the downpipe, OBX downpipe. Pause. And
boy, it's a lot of pipe.
Keep going. All right.
And
everybody's like this. Okay.
So the camera car is a Camry. Remember that dude was driving around on the highway. He was like, "Yo, nice." I'm walking that Camry, and he's trying to catch up with a cord and everything. I didn't know they was racing me.
They had camera cars.
That's hilarious.
Wait a minute. I gotta stop y'all right there. Y'all had camera cars?
They had camera cars.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's always been like all right. My biggest fear as a driver out here is getting caught up in a Max Sauce video. It is because you could be just like doing your own thing, minding your own business. It's like, look, if you end up macking whatever, that sucks. But when you're on camera, and they share it on the internet.
So wait a minute.
That's even worse.
What's the name of this? Wait, because y'all.
I'm Mac the Genesis.
We trying to. I'm trying to understand. What's this? It's called Mac Sauce. They show up crash.
Literally, it's called Mac Sauce.
Mac Sauce.
Listen, if you want to see what a Call of Duty map looks like in real life, go to that page.
Max, let me tell you something about that. And the thing about New York is the home of dumb races, especially in Brooklyn and the Bronx. You'll see you'll see a minivan. No.
We really do. Listen,
you see minivan
the
on
level
a
of ignorance.
A minivan, a Toyota Sienna racing a BMW 328, racing a Dodge Ram.
Listen,
next to a U-Haul, and they all dipping.
I will tell you right now. Look at me in the camera.
And the minivan's winning.
Listen,
on the belt.
Do not sleep
between the
Sienna.
hours of 2 a.m. and 4 a.m.
No.
And the Sienna's ahead with the 3.5 is washing everybody.
And you know, if you're in the Bronx, he's probably playing El Alpha, like at max. What's called El Alpha, the artist.
El Jefe or something?
Oh no, I think his name is El Alpha or something like that.
What's the drill rapper's name?
No. It's the Dominican rappers.
Dominican music, another type of drill music.
Listen, Dominican music is like Dominican Eurobeat. You will drive faster unintentionally.
Remember, I work in the Bronx and Washington Heights, so I can't tell the difference.
Oh,
they
listen,
cross that bridge and they go right to Washington Heights in the Bronx.
Listen, you are deep in the gulag. I'm telling you right now, you are deep in the gulag.
Yo. These guys vernacular here.
You know what's funny? I would say because we started high school the same year. We went to Van.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious started the foolishness because back in the day before that movie, you actually had to have a decent job. You had to have a decent job to have a decent car. It was decency.
Listen,
the decency went out the window.
Made me believe that you could afford a Skyline.
No, you could have back in the day, but the super price went through the roof.
No, that was before the super price went through the roof. You could buy a super for like $25K.
Yeah, 98.
Yeah,
25K.
Turbo, no problem.
6-speed,
no problem. No accidents.
Now, right now, Fast and Furious. Now you can't even buy Evo. I saw 03 Evo for $40,000.
Evo,
I said
Evo price
done.
But you know why that is. But again, like I said, these things, the price of these things, because that you're not trying to take that to some place where somebody don't give a damn. Shout to my guy from Whip Fanatics, my man Tory G. He said that to me a while back. He said, he said, listen, we got guys out here that's spending $15,000-$20,000 on a paint job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they don't even want to park near you to even give you a chance of opening your door and hitting them. This is what I'm saying. Like, and so we got to look at a lot of those kind of things. We did our silly stuff in the past. We did. But at the end of the day, we wasn't to this magnitude. You feel what I'm saying? It's like
people
now,
bringing guns to car meets. That's
right.
Crazy.
And that's not the first. When we was younger, you know, dudes race, and even the way the street races went back then. You lined up and you just raced against whoever was there. Maybe we was able to get the two fastest cars there and they run. But if not, Honda this, Honda Toyota, it didn't matter.
Mexico.
Lined up on the strip and you did what you had to do. Now they racing for 20, 30, 40, 50,000 in the street.
Yeah,
I remember one time.
Crossbay, it wasn't 40, 50 grand. It was 20 grand.
I remember one time.
Anything above Queens, you were running like
Ocean Parkway.
I told my people one time, I said, yeah, man, you know, we going to see this race. You know, shout out to my guy to put his name out there, but you know, he's reasserting himself into the community. He been in the Bing for a little while, right? Hey. You know what I mean? Hold on, we got a caller. Rally Radio, who we got in the box?
We got Randall's over here.
Let's go!
What's up? What's going on, people?
What's going on, my dude? What it is?
Yeah, shouts to Mazda Speed, man. I heard what's his name messed up his clutch racing at Mazda Speed. Shouts to Mazda Speed.
He messed up his clutch racing where?
Mazda Speed 6.
Oh, you're talking about with me, I missed the gear, and then what happened is that the clutch exploded.
Yo, what was yo? I gotta start looking at these guys' clutch foots, man.
Nah, what happened was I threw it from
shots to Mazda Speed.
And that's how, you know what's funny? That's how I met Phil. I met Phil. Listen what I'm saying. I met Phil because remember he had the purple Mazda Speed 6.
Yeah.
Yep. I met him when I had the S60R. I just got the S60R. He had that. So there's a big. Well, first of all, we're not the same class of car. Right. I don't know why Mazda guys think that we're the same car. We're not the same class of car.
Right.
So We're both running.
Vehicular.
We both. I met him on the highway,
right?
And I shook his hand. I said, "Yo, you're a good driver."
Yeah, no, Phil don't. Phil can drive.
Phil can drive.
Phil can drive.
And
100%.
I met Lincoln the same way. I met Lincoln on the highway. I met him on the highway because I was like, I don't know, like with the Volvo, I had a point to prove. I had a major point to prove, man. Upgraded turbo, everything.
By the way, fun fact that how I knew everyone was honestly through my sister, because like my sister knew Lincoln because they were best friends.
Yes.
And then I ended up meeting up with Lincoln, which met up with Phil, which met up with everyone else.
Everybody had a Mazda. Everybody who has a Mazda Speed 6, they don't know each other.
Here's the thing. Y'all have they have Speed 6s. I'm the only one pulling up with like in a stock 350Z.
I went
to 350Z was nice though.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I missed that car too. I think
the Mazda community. I'm not gonna lie. The Mazda community made me go to Volvo meets. I went to R and 850 meets, and it was like 30 cars.
Yeah, but it's like
and wilding.
Really?
Yeah, wilding because everybody think we conservative. We're not conservative because we got BMW. We got BMW dudes trying to run us all the time.
Oh man.
BMW. I remember my mother had a S60R too.
Did you really?
Yeah, she did. She had a 6-speed auto one. And she picked me up my car. I bought my car. She had her car ready. 2 Evos drive right behind us in Jersey.
Oh,
no.
Yeah, Randall.
Yeah, I was laughing with the story. BMW will race anybody, even someone with grandma with all the kids. They don't care.
Damn.
They listen. If you give them the chance, they will go to JFK, get on the runway, and will try to gap Spirit Airlines.
I blame the N50.
They
The N54.
They will lock it up with anyone.
That's why you don't see no 335s anymore.
Yeah, because like the Brooklyn,
they blew them up.
The New York community kind of like put a dent in that population.
Well, it blew up. All of them blew up.
So I will say this, man. After listening to all of this reckless, first off, Randall, do you have any story you want to add? Because I know you got.
I know this man's got stories.
Too many. Too many. I'll take it back. Before my Mazda Speed days, I'll take it back when you was talking about meets back then, where it was all cool, racing through the streets, whatever. It was actually me and Corey way back. We was on the Southern State, and it was me and my Sentra. I had a yellow Sentra Spec Z, and this dude with this huge, like mid-2000s Q45, stock everything. I guess he thought he had it. Mind you, I'm on coilovers and all that other good stuff. And he tried to take that first bend after the info center towards the left, going east.
Yeah.
And I saw him lose that car twice. Mind you, I'm just cruising through the turns. I saw him lose that car and almost lose his life twice. I'm glad he regained it. He got off the highway. He was like, I'm good. But yeah, running through the highways, stories, doing crazy stuff, man.
Let me ask you a question though. How do you feel about do you feel like that equates to what they doing now with the takeover, like years young? Because a lot of these cats ain't young.
Remember they was young when we was doing it because they was kids in the passenger seat when we was wilding out, and we inspired them to wild out even more.
So is that what you think, Randall?
I don't know.
We was bringing kids to meets back in the day.
Like I really don't understand it because when you think about it, they have a pit. They do burnouts. There's a people with crowded around standing. Somebody, for some reason, always tends to go out to where the cars are spinning and the tires are sparking, right? And they go out to get, I don't know, as closest to the car as possible, and then gets hit with a quarter pound. But you see, you already know.
Yeah. Remember the G37 coupe they was doing that with, and the dude went out there and tripped over his own shoestrings?
Oh, the red one?
And the car went over him. Like,
that's the stupidest way.
What the hell are you doing?
Way to get wiped off the planet.
But you got to understand
right. It just don't make sense. It really just don't make sense. You know, and they crash into other cars, and then they start beating up the car that the person crashed with. But then again, nobody was supposed to be doing that in the first place.
So here come violence. They start fighting, and then here come the iron. Now everybody come out, bang, bang, bang. Now it's turning into something else. And this is what I'm saying. So this is why I say, like, when we was on the highway, yeah, we did what we did.
Yeah, but you're not gonna pull like an
nobody's
AK in the middle.
Right, nobody's bagging out a AK like, yo,
you don't even hear like people really even fighting that means. I was probably the only person that got in a fight at a car meet.
I think no, there was people who got
I've never seen a fight at a car meet.
No, I've seen some fights.
I got in a fight at a BMW meet and a Honda pulled up. It was me with the Chrysler, and then I'm not gonna say who it was, but you know, it was just both of us, and we made JDM look bad. And we gave jokes for BMW dudes all day.
I've seen fights. I've seen fights. We've seen all. But my thing is, it's like this is what I'm saying. You get away from what we here for.
Usually
you get away from that, and that's what I can't stand.
It's the internet.
I mean, we could blame a lot of different things, but I think at one point we gotta take us as car owners because we gotta go.
I don't even know.
Go ahead, Randall.
Because the last video I saw of a takeover, they had a whole car on fire while doing donuts right by. Like, what part of the game is that?
Grand Theft Auto. That's it.
The C4 Corvette.
No, that's C7. That's a new.
Oh yeah, C7 was on fire.
Yeah, C7 was on
That's
fire, bro.
Crazy. Why are we doing that?
I didn't even know what car it was.
But they doing it for Instagram and TikTok because what a dude will do is the car will be on fire. He'll be doing a standstill, smoking a cigarette or a blunt, and looking at the camera. Then he knows the car's on fire. He'll keep doing burnouts because he don't care.
And then the thing is that then they go, "Damn, why the cops caught me, bro? Your face is on video."
The no hezzy dudes, no hezzy.
It was everybody. Bro.
All of them. They got the whole no hezzy. They got a task force.
Good.
For no hezzy.
Good.
And that's why you don't see the page no more.
Good. You know what? Okay. And I'll say this right now. I don't know what's worse, takeovers or people swimming in the lanes. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, Gaddam and all them. Gaddam does it too. But they take it to running from the state trooper.
Bro. And then they be like, damn, yo, why are they coming down?
Oh, the new one in the car community. The cop, the people that provoke the cops. That's the new thing that's coming. No, I'm talking about like on video getting things and going, and I'm talking about like masses of people going to like NYPD and like
pissing them off and then running.
I'm like, you know, historically they will buzz back.
No, but I'm saying
100%.
But you know what? You know what? You know what I say, and this is what I mean. It's like it's like
I just want to say,
yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah,
we left you alone. I left you alone.
Wicked.
But my thing is, it's like it's this what I mean. We going outside the realm of car ownership at that point. Yeah. We going outside the realms of the car community. I don't even consider, like when I see stuff like that, I keep it moving.
Yep.
I'll be like this. Look, even if I'm scrolling, and I'll keep, because I don't even want to act like I like.
But remember, stolen cars and dirty plates. How many times you go to a meet or you see the things and a guy got blacked out plate,
you mean the
no plates, ghost plates or no plate, and then if he hit your car, now you gotta go chase him because you know
the worst ones are the paper tags. Yo,
paper tag.
Yo, how much confidence?
The paper tags are all illegal,
bro.
All of them.
2021, you drive around with paper tags,
bro. How confident are you to leave the house with a paper tag flapping in the air, and then all of a sudden it'd be like, oh, it's a brand new V, but bro, it's like a
2022,
2009
paper tag.
What's crazy is, right? Shout out to my homeboy. My homeboy bought a Huracan. He bought a Lamborghini Huracan. Mm-hmm. He says to me, "Yo, kid, you got to drive this thing. Look, you know, I called you over here. I want you to drive it."
Yeah.
And I was like, all right.
So that paper tag on the back of it.
But it was brand spanking new.
No, but he bought it.
He's legitimate.
Like his paper tag don't say 2023 June.
Yeah, right. And I was like so nervous. I was like, yo, because I don't want to get in trouble. Like, if I get wrapped up in something in this car, I gotta sell my house.
You might listen.
I gotta sell my house to pay for.
You might have to die.
So I'm driving it gingerly, and he's like, "Yo, kid, it's legit, dude." Like I said, "Yo,"
he's like, "You understand?" This is like,
I said, "Kid, I'd rather give it back to you, and then I just sit here."
Some cars are just too expensive for me. Some cars I just don't feel comfortable driving because they're just too expensive.
No,
I can't front.
That's a tax bracket conversation at that point.
I can't front. He was like, he said, "Hey," he gave me the keys, and I finally got up enough nerve. Shout out to my son. He was in the car with me. And he's recording me, and I put it in Corsa mode, like you hold the shifters back, and man,
again, this is I can't relate.
It's probably one of the fastest. This is way beyond my tax bracket. One of the fastest stock cars you've ever driven.
Yeah, and come to find out,
how much they come with, like 600. Oh,
yeah, about that, and come to find out, it wasn't stock.
Oh wow,
it wasn't stock. He was like, "Oh no, it's tuned." I was like, "Tuned," because once I put it in Corsa mode, like I mean, like it was responsive. I was like, oh,
he probably was making 700 again.
Yeah, I brought it back. I was like, all right, let me bring this because I don't listen. I said maybe we took it on the highway for a little minute.
You talking about scared driving Lamborghini? I was nervous driving Phil's Mustang when he got the Mustang. He was like, around the block.
I drove it a few times.
Yeah, I remember.
I'm like, man, I don't want to smack. This is the thing is, it's like when you drive it the first time, that is a big car.
It's a boat.
It's
a boat.
It's a big car.
Hey, I go with that.
Shout out to Phil. But I'm not gonna hold you, bro.
It actually
that Mustang feels huge.
Like the front.
Whoa! Stop myself there. The initial
suspension used to be soft, so when you hit the gas, you can actually feel the front end raise.
Right, you feel the weight of that car go up.
I mean, the car, like, I had my Supra next to it. I had my MK3. Mm-hmm. It made my MK3 like a 240.
Damn.
That Mustang, but the thing about respect to Ford for keep making the Mustang. They told Dodge, everybody said, yo, listen, we don't care if y'all want to go with that six. Let me tell you something. That 6-cylinder Charge is going to be junk.
It might be, but then and
it's going to break.
No, here's the thing. Remember, them six cylinder Chargers are going to be swap candidates for a crate engine. Watch.
No, they are. All them old V6s, but I'm talking about the inline six that's coming out now.
Oh, no.
Back in there. That's going to break. It's too complex.
I don't know. We talking about an inline 6 turbo.
The thing is,
if anything, they can learn from other people's.
But isn't Toyota running them though?
No,
Toyota did run an inline 6 turbo.
Because remember,
we never had a Dodge inline 6.
They had to clean that up.
Yeah, they did back in the day. But that was like the old.
Yeah, it's like the old.
Because the last time I went to the auto show, they were like, "Yeah, we don't have V8s anymore. We just have V6s." And that was in their Tacoma.
Yeah.
And they will also push them in their Tundras.
Well, twin turbo V6. But Toyota also has a history of making good engines. Dodge doesn't.
Right.
Dodge does not know how to make a V6.
Like, Dodge will make an amazing.
There go that trees in it.
Dodge will make an amazing Hemi, but
the last vehicle that I had that Chrysler actually made was that 1996.
Don't say the 300M.
No.
Okay.
Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo.
Yeah. But that was inline 6. It was
no, not the one I had. It was a 1990. It was a V8.
Yeah, there was some V8 ones. I think it was the same V8 out of.
And not for nothing, that was the most expensive one. I remember, that V8 model.
Everybody and their mother wanted that.
Yeah. Shout out to my homeboy Russ. He had one, man, and he was gonna sell it. He was like, yo, okay, but he ended up selling it to a hustler for just cash and just
that truck was a truck of the 90s. That and the S-Class Benz, the big body Benz.
Yeah.
That the coupe Edison in.
Yo, Randall.
Yo.
You still there? Shout out to Randall because we just holding a conversation without even listening to the man.
I didn't have much input on this one.
Well, give a shout out, man. Give us a shout out. Where you calling in from? Anybody want to shout out?
Well, for sure. Right now, I'm over at Seaford working. I stepped out to join the call a little bit because TAKEOVER is the scum. So shout out to all the car enthusiasts out there. Shout out to people who actually want to put the tires to the road and push their cars, man. Don't just take them out and just do a little lane change and let's push it. Let's see what else we can do out there, man.
Well, I tell you what, I'm glad you said that because this spring and summer, I want to put the Type R on the track. I want to try it. And I know you guys, Randall, I know you guys have done it. I know Dr. Phil is doing it. I want to go. The next event you guys go to, I want to go.
And I'm deeply saddened because this was a year I was supposed to get the Elantra in for that Type R.
He said Elantra, and there will be no Hyundai.
You said no Hyundai.
Man, I care. Look.
You were gonna Type R, you'll like it.
Word up, Elantra, and he listen.
I was gonna tune all that stuff. I'm like,
that was vehicular manslaughter. No. But the next time you guys are going to the track, Randall, you a part of the group?
Yeah, I believe so.
On Facebook,
in the group chat, and I know I'm on the page.
Yeah, when y'all get your info, drop it in there, please, because that's my next thing now. It's like, you know what, the streets are obviously no fun, and this is kind of like what we was getting to with the TAKEOVER thing.
Yeah,
it's like now there has to be more sanctioned events. There has to be more things that are legitimate, because now the illegitimate we could separate ourselves.
Yeah,
but you can't separate yourself if they illegitimate and we sitting in the parking lot illegitimate as well. You can't get away. How can they shout to my guy Berto? He said, how can they tell the difference? They can't.
You think maybe like having people like when I used to do group fitness have people sign waivers?
I mean, even when they show up to the parking lot?
No, just like pull in, just sign a waiver.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, that was
like just sign a waiver.
Also too, shout out to my boy who got his Type R stolen. He was out there with the track with us. It was sad, man. That shit was sad.
What year was his Type R?
Same body as yours. I don't know the year exact, but same body as yours.
And they booked his car while he was on the track?
No. That would be horrible. Nah, he was probably at home, man. You know how Honda niggas are, man. And they just take anything.
They booked his Type R.
I'm surprised. I thought they upped the security on those, didn't they?
I mean, they upped the security, but they could do the remote thing with the key. A lot of people.
I don't know. We don't know how. He helped me out a lot that day when I was on the track too. So shout out to him.
But you gotta understand, like,
all right, show's over. I'm going outside. I'm gonna go check on my tire.
Remember Queens is like, people steal Hondas and VWs.
Yeah, but
like
this is why I say I always said this, and cats get upset. Yo, there's just certain places I ain't going.
But then also there's like certain cars you gotta think to that you can own them, but then it's like, are you okay with that anxiety of knowing will it be?
I gotta worry about it because the Kia boys with my Genesis.
Nah, but you know what?
They don't mess with the Genesis too much though.
Yeah, they do.
But
yes, they do.
You know what I'm worried
they
about?
Definitely do steal them.
That is a luxury vehicle, dude.
They'll steal. It doesn't matter. The same thing with the same security system.
I tell you, the thing I worry about the most, and this is why I keep my M35. This is why I keep my Infiniti, because at the end of the day, I could leave the Type R home, and I could drive that M35 wherever I want to go.
Only if you're in Washington Heights.
That's why I like my Ford.
You know what I'm saying?
Nobody wants it.
And this is why I enjoy my ISF, because damn well no one wants an ISF, and I'm glad. Good. Y'all don't think this is a 250? Keep it going.
You know what it is with the ISF is that nobody know how to modify it.
Good.
Like,
right. No. Good.
That's why nobody wants it.
No, we know how to modify them. They don't.
I mean, I have no aftermarket.
Good.
No, you just have to throw a bottle. You just got to put an exhaust and throw a bottle on. That's how you modify it.
Only place your car, only the M35 and the ISO, only place you're going to get stolen is in Washington Heights or Inwood up there.
Washington Heights.
No, I'm saying, but that's the only place that they'll take it because they're going to think it's.
What kind of demons you think I want to leave my ultrasonic blue car up there and be like, oh, okay.
Next thing you know, you're going to see your car with like lime green fog lights and like on airbags with a hookah on the center console.
Shout to Draco. He said it's time to drop the steering rack. He said he's going to get up with his lady. That's what I'm talking about. He out there doing real work.
There you go.
Shout to my guy, Draco.
There you
go. Yo, Randall, with that being said, we about to move on, kid. But don't, please, the next time you guys go to the track or you setting up an event, please just put it in the group.
Yeah, I actually got to call one of my boys back now. We've been trying to talk about it. So, yeah, I got you.
All right.
I'll keep you in mind.
Please do. You know what to do, man. We appreciate you for tuning in, and thanks for calling in, too. We appreciate you.
No problem. Enjoy your day, man.
All right, peace.
I'm not worried about the Kia boys later. I'm not worried about Kia boys.
All right, shout to that. Well, we made it to the. It's really been one interesting show. We've made it to the end. It's time to.
Did we really?
Yeah, man. Wow. We started going, and then that was it. We was in and out. It was crazy. Pause.
Wow.
Whoa! But hey, at least it wasn't for me. Thank y'all for. Well, I guess I got you the show.
Y'all know how we get down here, but I want to shout out to you, gentlemen, for stopping by the show. Appreciate all of y'all. My guy Militime NYC over here. We got my man Jay from the West Coast, but who knows? Maybe that's gonna change. We got my man Dez, the nose hunter, is in the building.
And I knew Jason said Super Street Days.
Super Street
Days, way back in the days.
In the lunchroom.
Super Street Days.
Sir.
Shout to S.I Shawn. I know he's in the building. Well, he's not in the building, but he's out there enjoying himself. He will be back next week. It's been one of those kind of shows. I just want to say this one time before we get off air, is that when it comes down to other people's safety, that's where we draw the line.
Yeah.
We've had like I said, we was young and dumb at 1.2, but luckily we didn't really get anybody else hurt. But at the end of the day, we just got to keep that in mind. When you start risking other people's safety, that's kind of my drawback. That's where I back off. That's where I'm like, you know what? It ain't worth it no more. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, can you imagine if Elon Musk took that idea? Holy mother!
Yo, if Elon Musk took it, he'd be broke. But you know what? At the end of the day, he's gonna be forever.
It's the Understeer.
Forever.
Listen. I got to tell you for one. If you are going to buy one of these cars, just know the fact that I'm going to laugh at you.
Yeah,
Elon Musk was taking so much heat from EVs. He was talking about hydrogen power.
That's it.
It was like, nah, don't come over here.
That's it.
But ain't he a little late for that?
Late for that.
Toyota got the first combustion hydrogen engine.
Yeah, they did.
But
we tested a lot out there.
We'll see how that goes. But until then, gentlemen, until next week. Anybody got any shout outs?
All right. Let me make just like a few shout outs here. I want to shout out to the Gutter Ball fam. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for being y'all. Friends, family. I want to shout out to my guy Otis out here in Jersey. Next Level Auto. He sits up there, works on my car.
Tremendous
work. My boy Ron from back in the days. Let's go homegirl Kenzie, keeps the car super clean. Recommend that. Outside of that, anyone else I can shout out to?
Shout out to the Kia boys because y'all ain't gonna get my car.
Man, I would not challenge that, bro.
No, me neither. You got any shout outs you want to give, Miller?
Everybody that's been rolling, that's been hanging, that's been chilling, that's been teaching, because I'm one willing to learn things. I don't want to learn everything, but I learn some things. But shout out to everybody allowing me to be where I am. Thank you very much.
Let's go. So with that being said, my shout outs, I want to shout out everybody who tuned in, who paid attention, who rock with us. You already know. Saturdays, 12 noon. You know where to find us. Rally Radio, YouTube at Gutterball Rally, Instagram at Gutterball Rally, Facebook at Gutterball Rally. And we do have an Instagram page, Rally Radio Podcast. But we're getting that off the ground. But until next week, shout out to everybody who's here with us. And we're going to keep it moving. We are, I keep forgetting that S.I.'s not here, man. But we out.
We out.
Peace.
Drop the clutch, hit the gas. Rally Radio, where the fast life meets the fast lane.
Yeah.
You're now tuned into Bars and Hoops Radio. Where the world of hip hop and sports live.
Dropping the clutch and then I hit the gas. Wheels screeching, tires burning, I'm flying past. Gotta get home quick, don't wanna miss the class. They schooling you on whips and how to make them fast. Talking about everything from cars to plane. What's hot, what's next, and how to flip the game. They talk in my language, we speak the same. That whip talk complex, but yet they keep it plain. From the news, the interviews, they keep it cool. They give reviews, everything from parts to tools. Can't lose, come to whips, they not no fools. Don't miss the show, the start time is noon. The bearded one, S.I Shawn, they crazy though. You can't miss it, tune in to Rally Radio.
Where the fast life meets the fast lane.